Man, folks.
My brother's onboard camera riding with Joey Logano, and he's looking at what's coming from behind. Inside lane, Josh Berry into 21. Outside, Brad Keselowski, his old teammate. Joey sees Brad coming. He's going to jump up there in front of the six, get a little help off the nose of that six car, get pushed away, go back down and try to help his teammates. Josh Berry and Blaney. But every time that six starts to close the gap on the back of that 22, he's going to pull back up there. Berry's clear in the second. 21 and 6 are both clear. 21 stayed up. Berry's clear to him. The left are supposed to stay bottom here this time. Right on board the Hunt Brothers camera. Did you hear the stories in the voice of Coleman Presley? Stand as a hectic place. Right. Yeah, Berry's in it. He's going to win. He knows it. He said it. He owns the team. You can show him how to get it done. Races to get through your season, feeling the intensity huge.
Got no leads. Dun 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 na 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 na.
They say eating golden is slowing down, but with ancient nutrition, multiple and advanced meats, you can lose 6 times more. Burn 15% more calories. Boost your metabolism.
What is the others? Kyle Busch is in 26th. No good. Chin is in 29th. Cole Costa. Caution. Come in.
Supper. Okay. You can have dirty rice. You can have a sandwich and
Hello, Kenneth. Sorry if I started a little late, but hey, I'm here.
Driver game all season long, only on Max. I needed a deep breath. The drivers needed one. Just a hint of a rain shower, so we're under caution just over halfway through the opening stage. Yeah, it's a lot of drivers.
Yeah, let's see how many of them show up.
Cars. This is a great chance for them to maybe come in and get some changes.
Hopefully, well, we're under caution. I don't know why.
Here's Danielle.
Yeah, Adam, I talked to Ryan Blaney's crew chief, Jonathan Hassler, this morning, and he said it was really nice to have speed in the spring, but we walked away questioning if we had too much speed. Handling would be today just for Ryan Blaney in the frustration. Sounds like adjustments when it's open could be on the way for Blaney.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, so it's a different. It's not this tight or this tight. What he's saying is, I need more. It's not as simple as just an air pressure change. They might have to raise the car up, maybe put a little bit more downforce in it. So we'll see what the 12 does on the pit stop.
Pit road is closed. We'll work in a break, and pit road will be busy when we return.
Yeah. Hopefully.
This brow skin from a body wash. It's new. It's Olay Super Serum Body Wash. It sinks into my skin with 5 powerful ingredients. It hydrates, firms, smooths, brightens, and evens. That's 5 skincare benefits in one for visibly improved skin in 14 days. Look at this Olay difference. So luminous. It's new Olay Super Serum Body Wash.
This is a can of Valspar Ultra for $29.98. It's also a realization that you'd rather exercise your mind. Valspar, affordable, durable, available at Lowe's.
Your systems are running early.
Early? This headache.
We've got an hour. Try PainQuil,
The max strength liquid pain reliever that starts working fast. PainQuil, the aches, pain, strains, head pounding back.
You know what?
Working fast.
These commercials are too much this. Not enough Let's Go damn ways.
TV Smart Home 2025, where design and innovation go hand in hand, making every day hassle-free. The ability to customize settings right from your app. Define your schedule and select a cut height and mowing pattern. With robotic mowing,
That's a poster right there.
never been easier.
Joey Logano.
For your chance to win. Brought to you by Husqvarna's Automore IQ series.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
The problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent. Really?
Oh, weather.
Switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new products result completely.
Yeah. Hey, Kenneth, do you know how long this Mother Nature is gonna let it blow by?
That's impressive.
Or if they're gonna even get the race in today?
Cascade. Roto-Rooter recommended safe for pipes.
Shop the 4th of July sale at Sherwin-Williams and transform your space with color. Get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $34.29. Hurry in.
If it like goes into,
Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams.
keep me posted on that, Kenneth.
So cute.
I don't know. Something's
Yeah, because if this goes like for, if they put the red flag on, it's gonna be a, if you ask me, a pain in the keister.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's especially at this race, a lot of opportunity. There was to be any kind of action in the middle of the race, it was to take out a lot of drivers or a lot of competitors. You're going to see some upsets happen.
Yeah.
This region here coming up next is the Gauntlet, and I agree with Parker. Clearly in the upper right, they had all the stacked up drivers in one section. I mean, look at this: Briscoe, last week's winner, Byron, Blaney, Larson, and Reddick. I mean, look at this path for any of these drivers to make it. You're going to have to continue to knock off some big names. Down at the lower right, several good matchups here. Cal and Allmendinger, and both of those guys have pretty good average finishes at Atlanta. So, I mean,
None of these are real easy toss-ups. I didn't have the heart to tell you when you said you had Butcher picked that I had Gilliland beating him here. So, man, sorry, we deviate week one, round one. That's gonna be the worst part, I guess, is if your bracket gets busted. Oh, yeah. And the races earlier crazy here, and then we go to 2 events on the road. Here's Marty Snyder.
And he may be the number 2 seed, but Steve mentioned that Chase Briscoe started 10th, and he wound up, way back in the last lead lap in 39th. What's going on to lose 29 spots? Listen.
The wheel, 9-way changes up. I know you're fighting it in there, but do you think you could use more throttle, get some more speed to help load it up? Makes it worse. The harder I drive it, the higher I run.
What, Steve? Now, when the caution came out, he said, James, it's so bad it feels like the right rear totally is broken on our car. And Junior, a loose condition like that in the draft. Boy,
Hey, Kenneth, any status on Mother Nature?
They sit on the back. So even something that sounds impossible to can be a small from a huge improvement. You're looking at me like you don't believe that. My anxiety. I can hear how bad this car is, and it's going to take you to make it better. Will they be able to push? I picked my toe out of it. I was like, listen, it's going to be okay.
Sometimes you got to sell blue sky as a crew chief.
TNT. Bye, honey.
No, I mean, how does weather look? The way I'm asking. Does it look like it's going to blow over within the next 2 hours?
Mouthwash protects your mouth overnight, every night, by killing millions of bacteria and preventing oral health issues like plaque and bad breath before they start.
Without the burn. And so much pressure!
Crest.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. So you can get the car you want at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue or Pathfinder.
Hey, brushing besties! Yet another toothpaste that does not whiten. Girl, this one works. Dr. Torres?
Guys, you need to try Crest Bridgie White Deep Stain Remover. Basic toothpaste stops at the top. Crest goes deeper to dissolve the bonds that hold stains to teeth, lifting them away. For whiter teeth in one day. Obsessed. Crest.
Take your health to the power of omega-3 with Nordic Naturals. Health every second. Made from the purest ingredients to nourish your heart, mind, and body for lifelong wellness. Nordic Naturals. Take your health to the power of omega-3.
Hourly Amazon employees earn an average of over $22 per hour in communities across America.
Hey, we're going big tonight.
Let's go. Amazon offers hourly employees health care on day one.
Shower, enough for and pull the car down the road, and they're going to do some to make sure it's these stage one, you 3 laps in, just keep the driver.
No, it's just I didn't want people didn't come in. I didn't want them to go away or anything. That's why I'm asking.
breathe, that your heart is comfortable, and you're living great in clean air. Is it true?
Could be better. Yeah. But it's got to be. It'll turn about things back here. Just trying to control the rate where it can and keep that clean air.
Well, there's been people complaining a little bit awful, and we know this race track was going to change and evolve over the years, and we're seeing races in on the new configuration. And there's a lot of people struggling in the back of the pack. So I'm wondering, I know you've not been in training racetrack for this time we were here.
I did shoot him a message on Discord, Kenneth. I don't know if he. I'll check. Just hang on.
That little rain shower that's passing through, got to cool off a bit. Expect the racing as a
Well, it's great opportunity while you're sitting there to show them months. What we're doing. The Junior Foundation is auctioning these off. Joey's going to sign those for 70 pairs of drivers who are doing this weekend. And outside of his whip, we'll recently the National Children's Hospital. Thank you, Joey.
feel like ran away.
Well, man, let's go get racing soon. You're ready to get this thing going and keep it in front.
Did you see him laughing in there? He couldn't hear us laughing, so he was actually laughing at his own joke.
He was.
Hey, we got a pair up here. This is cool, and I love this that the other day you decided to take your gloves from when you were recruiting last weekend.
Y'all talked me in.
I know we did.
I got decided. I feel obligated.
Live on the air. Here's a novel idea.
You can go. There you say no. The nation, I've worked with the nation for a long time and still work with them and the Nationwide Children's Hospital. Me and my wife Amy have a fund that supports a lot of things in terms of the deal with brain injuries and other things that a lot of kids have to go there and get treatment for. And so we've done the Green Gloves program for many years now. The drivers that can do it will, so they can participate. And so we appreciate the ones that do. You can go to the Dale Jr. Foundation and find a way to bid on the gloves that will be available. And as I said, the gloves that I'm going to put into the pot are the ones that I used during the.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go eat some chow. Kenneth, you got the check.
My fingers are probably no longer in the stress. Hey, if Logano's being a white, what does that make me?
No, come on, man. We said we were going to be nice to each other. Okay, that's good. Looking at this radar, and the little bit of rain that did come through here is moved south. It's all around the west side of the racetrack, as you see right there. So that's kind of what this picture has looked like since we started the pre-race. So don't be alarmed. It's kind of just sat on the side of us over here, and we had that little bit come through. But hopefully it won't be long before they have this track ready to go. And, Joey was half joking, half not, to say, man, I'm glad to hear everybody's having a bad time, because I think, sometimes it's easy to forget that these drivers, their only, their only idea of what they should have is what they feel in their car and they see out their window. So for Joey, he hasn't seen anybody, right? He's led every lap. He knows his car. He probably has this mental understanding what his car should drive like by itself, and it doesn't sound like it's quite there. My pep talk I'd be giving him is, if you think it drives bad here, go back about 10 rows. It's not going to drive better. Well, let's see if we can get another driver on the radio here. We'll ask Josh Berry if he can hear us. Hey, Josh Berry, it's the guys in the TNT booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Well, we talked to Joe Logano. He's out front in clean air. He doesn't love his car, but says it isn't too bad. There's a ton of people complaining about their car. You're in that dirty air a little bit. What you been dealing with?
Definitely, it's easy to get yourself in a bad spot if you're tucked right up behind somebody. But it seems like for me, as long as I can keep a little bit of air on it, it's okay. So, it's just going to be important all night to try to keep as much track position as you can.
Absolutely, yeah. Trying to control the race and stay toward the front is absolutely the best way to do it. You got an opportunity to come down pit road once we get going again to make adjustments. What kind of balance issues you dealing with?
Yeah, anything I'd probably ask to be just tightened up just a little bit, just to just help the overall security. Fired off actually pretty good, and then just kind of built a little free over the course of the run. So just add some miles to tighten it up a little bit, we should be all right.
All right, thanks for talking with us, and have fun when we get back going.
Yep, thank you, bud.
Let's go to Danielle Trotta.
Thanks, Adam. Here with William Byron's crew chief for Hendrick Motorsports in the 2014 Rudy Fugle. Rudy, your driver made a lot of hay there on that first run, 18th to 5th. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with that Exalta Chevrolet. I kind of expected that. You know, we've kind of qualified there, and he does a great job firing off and passing cars early in a race. So he prepares himself well, and it's good to see the car fast.
Nothing worse than rain at the racetrack, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were so close to kind of skirting that storm, and I thought we were going to be good. And it's just hopefully this is quick. We can get it done and keep racing tonight. It's cooled off. It's a nice night for race. Might as well get it done.
A lot of drivers are unhappy with their race cars right now. Rudy, when we go back racing, how does this change track conditions, and how does your driver feel right now?
Yeah, we weren't as good as we want to be either. We have a lot of improvement to make. We were on the tight side, which is why I think he can be aggressive, which is nice. So we'll try to get freed up. I think it'll tighten up a little bit as it goes, and the cycle will be tighter depending on how many people fit here. So we'll just keep fighting it all night long.
Made up a lot of track position, 13 spots here on this opening run. Let's send it over to Alan Cavana.
And a good run is just what the doctor ordered for Brett Keselowski and the 16 running up front, contending for the lead. Is the car as fast as it looks going to get better?
Yeah, our consumer cellular Ford's been good so far. I've been able to make some passes and move up a couple spots here. So just kind of to see how this plays out with the rain. And if they open, when they open pit road, I'm sure some guys are going to pit. But being this close to the front, I'm not sure what we'll do just yet.
The big talk after last week was team communication. How did you address that after the mistakes last week in Pocono?
When something like that happens, you just talk about it as a group and talk about how to avoid it in the future. So we're all good there. We're all set.
Brett Keselowski said he's about 3 out of 10 loose. They'll work on it coming up this next pit stop.
That miscommunication got Brad pitting when pit road was closed, gave up a ton of track position. So I like it. Jeremy Bolin sits ahead on. So, man, we're good. We cleared that up. I'm sure it was not the most fun, but a needed conversation over the week.
And both crew chiefs holding their cards close when it comes to will we pit or will we stay out when pit road is open. 43 laps in under the red flag for some rain. It's NASCAR on TNT. You're watching the Quaker State 400 available at Walmart. Stay with us.
Discover your new Kia right now at Maury's West Salem Kia. Come lease a 2025 Kia Soul for $263 per month for 36 months. Or check out the 2026 Kia Sportage. Lease for $311 per month for 24 months. Or lease a 2025 Kia K5 for $312 per month for 24 months. The search is over. Visit us today at Maury's West Salem Kia.
Oath by Super Hydration Body Wash. The sweet scent of a honeymoon. B3.
You better not be using all those fights.
Can you get my bag?
What you working on?
The time machine. So we can go back to where my house is.
Well, Housebar is everything we need to make our best great now.
And into the future? Oh, that was faster than time travel.
Oh, let's do the factory next.
I love that.
Everything you need to keep your place looking new. Valspar. At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place for helpful hardware, folks.
Might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. You may not even know you have it, but you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand. With early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
NASCAR Cup Series racing at what was Atlanta Motor Speedway, now Echo Park Speedway. They've made so many changes to this place. The new naming rights, boy, it just looks fantastic.
Yeah, they did a good job. Put a nice fresh coat of paint metaphorically on this racetrack, and pretty exciting to come here and see the place look so good.
Well, it just matches what everybody's talked about, right? This reconfiguration has just completely revamped a track that has so much history in the sport.
Yeah.
So now we got the reconfiguration, and then Echo Park jumps in and it has this new branding. It's just everything seems to be tipping the right direction for this great racetrack just south of Atlanta.
One guy that said at the top of the show that he was excited about the energy he was seeing about this racetrack and reconfiguration was Chase Elliott. Let's try to talk to him. Hey, Chase, it's the guys at the TNT booth. You got me? Chase Elliott, guys in the TNT booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. You got me?
Yeah, dude. Man, we've been listening to a lot of drivers, and there's some that aren't very happy with the race cars. You look pretty good. All the Hendrick cars are kind of driving up the back bumper, then Fords up front. How's it driving?
Well, I'm not sure who you're listening to, but you might somebody listening to me. I feel like we've been struggling. Really having a hard time getting the back of my car on the racetrack, and we've seen some of that before with that first run here. It seems like it's always a little treacherous. So just trying to decide how much of that the track or how much of that we need to fix. But I'm definitely in the boat with the guys that are hanging on right now.
Well, it's it's an early night, but as this track changes and cools off, maybe the grip goes up. How much of a swing do you guys take on that race car? You're gonna have an opportunity to work on it here in a minute when we get rolling.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're debating, right? It's like I said, we've seen this trend before where that first run's always just really sketchy. I mean, we see guys have some big wrecks in that first run, and then everyone complains about it, and you get a couple more runs into the race, and it's like all your problems kind of go away. I feel like it's a little worse today than it has been the last couple of times we've been here, so we're just trying to decide, to your point, how much you try to fix or how much the track's going to fix for you, because you don't want to get too far up the road and have to come back the other way later on. So, yeah, we'll see. Fun stuff.
Man, it's fun watching. Y'all make it pretty exciting up here in the booth. You making all those crazy moves. Good luck, and we'll be watching.
Yeah, man, it's been wild so far, so y'all have fun, enjoy.
Fun stuff with a hint of sarcasm from NASCAR's most popular driver.
There's Alan Gustafson, his crew chief, and I think that's the debate. You can see the wheels turning. Alan's been on the pit blocks just so much in his life. He's a champ. He's won so many races, right? We talk about 39 wins, 729 starts. He knows. And I asked myself, is that a track change that Chase is talking about? I know he's the best stock car drivers in the world, but let's just remind the fans, no practice? Is it like you just have to reset? Do you have to go run 30 laps in Atlanta and be like, I guess it's just what it drives like. Does the car really get a whole lot better? Like, I think Alan and Chase, this is what this combination is so good at is, Chase isn't happy, but he also has accepted that Alan might not turn every knob on this thing. He might just say, man, you just have to be patient and let the track come to us as it cools.
And Alan saw what I saw. That car drove up into the top 10. It looked relatively sporty, right? So Alan's kind of wondering how much he doesn't want to dial that stuff out of the car.
And we're talking Alan Gustafson here. We'll hear from Alan Caban. He's downstairs with a toucan.
Yeah, and Brian Wilson, his the crew chief for Austin Cindric, up 2 spots early in this race. Early on, playing out, we had the heat, we had the weather. How is it with the car right now?
Yeah, I mean, overall, it seems like the track temp is lower than what we expected throughout the week. So our handling's not bad. It's a little bit free on entry. We think that with the track temp down here, it's going to help us a little bit. So we like the spot we're in.
When we listen on the radio, I hear a lot of communication between Spotter Doug Campbell and Austin. He likes to get a lot of information. Who's good, who's where. How important is that communication?
Yeah, it's huge, and it's something they work on a lot. Doug puts in a lot of time with Austin. They work on their technology so that they can communicate quickly and efficiently. So no, they're incredible. They do a great job, and they're a big reason why we're close to the front right now.
It's one thing to be fast; it's another to push and get the lead and stay out there. How difficult is that, and what adjustments do you need right now?
Yeah, I think right now the biggest thing is probably just a little bit of stability. But it's interesting. You're up there, you're racing with teammates. It's a proud moment to have Penske cars fast right now. So we want to make sure that a Penske car wins, especially getting close to the end of the stage. But if we have an opportunity, we're going to go for it.
Austin Cindric, so good at this type of racing with a bunch of laps here, taken out late in the race earlier in the spring. See what you can do tonight.
Yeah, and when he was taken out, he was right there at the front inside of 10 laps to go. And so he was pacing it just right. And unfortunately, didn't work out for him. Cindric right now scored second behind teammate Joey Logano. Continuing to wait out a light rain shower here at Echo Park Speedway. Drivers still in the cars, and hopefully we return to the green flag before too much time. It's NASCAR on TNT on a Saturday night.
I've never worked with a company that can so accurately match my skills and my interests and my talents.
Orientation was amazing from the first day.
It's very easy to comprehend. You get to decide what days you work, what hours you work.
You could be making money right now.
Shop the 4th of July sale. Paints and stains with sale prices starting at $34.29. Hurry in June 27th through July 7th. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
My spot, my spot.
Oats by Super Hydration Body Wash. The sweet scent of a honeymoon in Fiji. Moisturized with vitamin B3.
You better not be using all the Old Spice.
Can you get my bag?
This is a can of Valspar Ultra for $29.98. It's also inspiration to find a little less inspiration. Valspar, affordable, durable, available at Lowe's.
These are my teeth. A few overlap.
Others are straight, crooked, and capped.
Oral-B Electric cleans better with one simple touch.
No matter what kind of teeth, you got a brush.
Oral-B hugs and pleases, gets in between. Going where regular brushes don't reach, so teeth get 100% better clean. These are my teeth, the key to my look.
And here's how I perfectly clean every nook.
Your perfect clean starts with Oral-B.
I love a good beer. Specifically yours. Then I can smell it from a mile off. Except now there's this Orkin Crow. I'm smart enough to know when the party's over. Are you? Okay, go home, Larry. Orkin, the best in pests.
NASCAR Cup Series racing on TNT is brought to you by Progressive. Protect your auto, home, and business today at progressive.com. And by Napa Auto Parts. Red flag was 14 minutes, 34 seconds for rain, but it has now been lifted. Cars are rolling, and maybe one more time around, we'll open the pit lane.
Yeah, it's a little messy. The 20 of Christopher Bell wouldn't find no harm, no foul. If NASCAR stops you for a red flag, they give you a chance to get pushed off and fired off. Now it was just messy. We got to get the 20 in line before we get open pit road. Hoping they can get it done right here. See Bell doing his best to find his slot. Just because I want to get back racing. I mean, those first 45 laps were kind of nail biting. I think if the track cools, the racing's only going to get more captivating because the drivers, as Chase were talking about, I think here number 20.
Well, just as he gets his pit stall back or spot on the track back, an impressive run already in that first one. Moved to 20 position, obviously the winner here in the spring. That'd be impressive under any condition here, what he's doing already tonight with more impressive is that he's doing it with a new spotter. He just started the spotter tabloid. They started this week. They haven't had any practice, remember, to really practice or hone their skills. So the first runs they've had to get the first 44 laps of this race, he reported he likes what he hears on the radio. They like what they're doing. The communication between those two, everything going well for Christopher Bell, new spotter tabloid.
That's a great update, Alan. You know, I can't think of a worse track to bring a new spotter for so many reasons. Let's start with the simple, the traffic on the racetrack. But then remember, pit road's the end of the backstretch. So as a crew chief, I need my spotter reminding me a lot of chance to make a mistake here with that communication.
Yeah, they'll spend all week, I think, working on, like, what do I want to hear? What are you going to say? What's your, he's going to ask that boy, the spotter, what do you say in a three-wide situation when I'm in the middle, when I'm in the bottom, when I'm in the top? Well, this is what I like to hear. I don't want to get confused and get the wrong information, think the wrong thing.
Well, to your point, is it inside three, middle three? Is it in and out? Like, there's 3 or 4 different ways to see three.
Chemistry is key, especially in places like this.
And speaking of that chemistry, it's about when to talk and what to say in the pack. But I was talking to them. They had a 45-minute meeting. A lot of their talk, guys, was about what not to do. McAvoy didn't want to jump on the communication between crew chief Adam Stevens and driver Christopher Bell. So that's what he wanted to know. When the question comes out, when do I need to stop talking so you can communicate? It was just interesting to hear. When shouldn't I be talking? What should be?
We've done the Dale talking on the radio, drive by pit road entry when it's different. It's on the backstretch. Off turn 3, it's kind of easy. I see the green light on pit road entry, so I think we're going to have a busy pit road here. Everybody looking for fuel, probably tires. Danielle.
Yeah, Stevie, you see Denny Hamlin. He's still in 33rd position where he started this race. Where that was his strategy, which kind of backfired and bit him a little bit. I just checked in with the team and said, is Denny? And they said, no, we feel like on the season, we're in a position to be aggressive. The reason we haven't gained track position is because Denny keeps trying to make passes on the bottom, but he's too tight right now to complete passes. So not fighting in the back, that is not a strategic decision. Denny's not very happy with that race car.
Staying on the racetrack, 8 or 10 cars first on pit road right there. The 60th race, 20th Bell, the 12th of Moody. So split decisions priority when it comes to the end of the stage.
That would also give you an idea of cars that think they're handling well and cars that think they need a little work.
Staying out. Pit road is making a little bit more room to work. Here's
Ryan Priest, one of those fast forwards, quick stop for him, but he was saying he can't gas it all the way around this track, so he needed a little bit of a chip.
A lot of chaos. You see that 19 pulling right here. This is going to be a long stop. I'm watching this 19. We heard about just how fast. Oh, there you go. Tire change is reaching in. So if you see right here in the middle of your screen, it's extra work, more than just changing the tires, reaching underneath the hood, probably adjusting the front shocks. A big balance shift on these cars are front heights. You raise and lower the front of is. You can also adjust the on last week's winner, so let's adjust it. Let's work on it.
Denny Hamlin, one of those that made a pit stop.
Oh no, spark fuel, that combination.
No direction before that yellow car pulling away. Watch this. Bell kicks it out, but Wallace has to go into the grass to avoid him.
And that looks harmless, but in the back of these cars are some vertical panels that are very important for aerodynamics. You know, you hit a little hot hole or a hole in the grass. So.
And then watching all these drivers that come off pit road, going to be interesting when we return to green, because you would anticipate the drivers that stay out here are going to pit at the end of the stage, and a lot of these drivers that just made a pit stop will be racing for control of the race when we go green in that second stage, Dale.
Here's a good look at the choose as the drivers approach.
And this, for me, is going to be the real test of, is handling an issue? And the reason I say that are there are 6 cars that are on the racetrack with old tires. Now, everyone behind. So the question is, if handling is really a magical key to unlock tonight's success, those fresh tires should kind of dominate. They should get
And when we turn the green flag, out of the inside lane, start the race, bring it here. Who's on the front row and the score behind him goes with. And that's like, and give him the push here in the turn. And the field goes. Bring it initial. Both are even. But that six is got to get straight away. Larson up in that next play. Having a good first day. Look pretty confident. See what saying that these guys admitted. Bubba Wallace said, "The heck with that. I want to drive through." So that's goes the tail. Got back to the inside. He's gonna an inside line. And remember, Alvin Stenhouse, an opening round matchup in the in-season challenge. This racing incredible. Now trying to get 3 wide. Keselowski's going to clear. I'd like with the second. Be 3 wide bottom. Right here we go, 2. 3 wide. In position. Brad Keselowski, orange number 6.
looking high for the lead.
Off the nose of the 24, using that big run, Dale. And your side draft evens up down the back straightaway. Here comes the zip. The 22 Logano to the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, the 20's getting live, striking as well. Crash. The 3. Oh, the 12 of Blaney up into the wall.
Austin Dillon.
Throw your brackets away. Throw all your brackets away. They've all been busted. And he kind of rolled in the corner. Lazy slide itself and goal racing. I think he would have had room. But with the traffic so close, Dale, it just keeps stacking up. And it's like, kind of running into somebody on the interstate. Eventually, you just keep hitting each other too difficult, too hard. You see the window net down on the 12 already. He knows how hard he hit the wall. That's going to end the stage with only 3 to go. Man, that was crazy.
Bell won here in the spring, led 1 lap. And the AMR safety team is on the scene talking with Ryan Blaney.
Uh-oh.
One of a handful involved in this crash. Inside to go stage 1.
77 just did. He's going to be 3 wide bottom right here in row 2. 3 wide bottom. 77 can't even clear him. Got to get up the racetrack. He's not able to clear.
Yeah.
Then your side draft evens up down the back straightaway. Here comes the zip with 22 Logano to the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, the 24. 20's getting live, striking as well. Crash. The 3. Oh, the 12 of Blaney up into the wall.
Austin Dillon.
Throw your brackets away. Throw all your brackets away. They've all been busted. That all started with the 20th bell. He kind of rolled in the corner and went for lazy slides and by himself in normal racing. I think.
Wow.
It just keeps stacking. It's like on the interstate. Eventually, you just keep hitting each other too difficult, too hard. You see the window net down on the 12 already. He knows how hard he hit the wall. He's going to end the stage with only 3 to go. Man, that was crazy.
Bell won here in the spring, led 1 lap. And the AMR team talking Blaney. The DC Theater July 11th. Get your tickets now. Anthony. Hawaii onboard camera. Get in the middle of this.
That's the one thing I do. These situations.
What? Joe.
The performance of this car allows a lot of these drivers in the back of the field to avoid being caught up in these wrecks. In the older cars, you wouldn't be able to slow down. You'd lock tires up, slide into these crashes pretty regularly, and at the field. You get on that replay. A lot of drivers did some good work. But that damage right there to the 23 is going to be tough.
Yeah.
We are going to wrap the stage under caution. And it's going to be Austin Simrick who has scored the leader at the time of caution, and therefore he will collect a stage victory. It's his 4th.
Another one here, the 4th. They have dominated the stage wins. Can they get to victory lane?
It's their 10th stage win in the last 11 stages here at Echo Park Speedway. Brad Keselowski second. Logano, who led all those laps, 51 of them out front for the 22 was third. Byron Kosovar complete the top 5. Crash, ending stage 1. Trying to win this on a Saturday night on TNT.
The cloud is limitless, but without limits, your business is exposed. Tenable sees cloud risks so you can close cyber exposures fast. Tenable, your cloud exposure ends here.
These are my teeth. A few overlap.
Others are straight, crooked, and capped.
Oral-B Electric cleans better with one simple touch.
No matter what kind of teeth, you got a brush.
Oral-B's dentist-inspired round brush head hugs them, cleans them, gets in between, going where regular brushes don't reach, so teeth get 100% better clean. These are my teeth, the key to my look.
And here's how I perfectly clean every nook.
Your perfect clean starts with Oral-B.
This is a can of Valspar Ultra for $29.98. It's also an admission that,
Go on.
okay, maybe it was just a phase.
Yeah.
Valspar, affordable, durable, available at Lowe's.
Look up.
Is that the sense of hope? Justice?
Citrus.
Simon?
Super.
Commercial. Oh.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's pre-diabetes, and it captures adults. You may not even know you have it, but you can escape. Take the 1-minute pre-diabetes risk test to know where you stand. With early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Star Cup Series racing on TNT is brought to you by Burger King and BK. Have it your way. By Progressive. Save when you bundle motorcycle, RV, and boat insurance. Visit progressive.com. Stage 1 is complete here at Echo Park Speedway. Had a rain shower that brought out our first caution and a crash inside of 5 laps to go stage 1 that brings out caution number 2. Austin Simrick wins the opening stage. And people playing along at home. Got the DraftKings Sportsbook reminder here. So much on the line with race number 1 in the in-season challenge.
Yeah, DraftKings has done a great job. They have put odds up for who could win the whole challenge. They also put odds up for all the head-to-head matchups. So if you're kind of new to it, you say, hey, I want to pick my guy just against his guy in the bracket. You can also wager on that. A lot of options. Not a lot of options for the leaders, right? They stayed out for the stage points. It was a decision, a strategic decision. I didn't hate it, but I called the fuel tax. You kicked it down the road. You deferred your taxes. Well, it's time to pay. So most of the top 10 are going to have to come down pit road. And even if others come behind them, Adam, they're just not going to be in the stall very long. They only need a little splash of gas. So all hey, you told about everybody that drove bad in the back. Well, he's going to get the cycle pit stops.
Yeah. It was a black and buster.
The best off pit road in that last cycle that you think would be in position here to gain some track position were involved in the crash. Now they got to,
because you just know the way this works. You're not going to stay the leader all day. You have to cycle your driver. That's when, as a crew chief, your stomach just goes in knots, right? It's, hey man, I'm sorry, we needed fuel. Hope is never a great plan, and sometimes that's the only thing you do is just hope. Get one car turning left. Pit road's still closed, so
yeah, that's one of those while I come down and work on the nose of that car. The 3 of Austin Dillon's also been on pit road with a few others to try to get it a bit of a head start on repairing some of the damage suffered in that crash.
What I don't know for the 23, this is where this track gets to be awkward. Like Talladega, I would say that damage actually wouldn't hurt him if you can stay in line. Too much speed, but it hurt the downforce. Like we talk about handling, and we hurt the handling of the 23.
Yeah, I think he's still got a shot at that. Great competitive night. It's just going to determine on how much that damage is going to bother him. Alan,
Outside the care center with Ryan Blaney, he's been checked and released. Seems like the story of the year, fast car and early end to a race. What happened out there? We'll show you the replay, but what you see.
I couldn't see much. I see they kind of started spinning and coming down. I tried to get to the apron, and by the time I got there, it kind of got blocked. But yeah, just thanks, man. Like I said, story of our year. Just getting caught up in other people's garbage, and I can't. Where to go? We never really seem to have things go our way, but really appreciate it. It's bringing us a fast car and trying to flip the stage and just was right in the middle of it. So yeah, just it's just the way it goes sometimes. So we're at and go at it at Chicago next week. Okay. I definitely thought we could improve it a little bit more in dirty air and stuff. I feel like I kind of lose a little bit of handling in dirty air, but I was during the night and not going to get a chance.
Tough end for Ryan Blaney, his 6th DNF of the season.
Glad he won at Nashville to lock himself into the playoffs because his so much bad luck.
And more coming, so there is going to be a split decision. And for the bracket followers right there, 5th car in line, 77 of Hocevar, with Ryan Blaney wrecked out, the way the scoring works, 77's going to advance. So just like that, Hocevar on to round 2.
It's like Chase Ellis going to stay on the racetrack, having come right before the end of the stage, as well as Chris Buescher.
They've got a few guys staying out to take control of the race. Those drivers that dominated stage 1, when you look at laps led, going to get their service here, led by Cindric. Byron in, so is Keselowski, Alan.
Yeah, a lot of talk on the radio about strategy, how long teams want to stay for fuel. Brad Keselowski says he's just a little loose on there, so they're going to make an adjustment for the 6th car of Brad Keselowski. Austin Cindric said he was actually there, got the stage win, but thinks it's asking for they were charging to the corner better. They're making an adjustment, Marty Snyder.
Alan, the middle left part of your screen, Joey Logano led all but 9 laps in stage 1, but man, his car was not handling well. Back in the entire time, but he said everyone, a host of cars stay out at him, but those who left the road, Shane Van Gisbergen wins the race.
And some of those that made pit stops here were the ones that were on earlier, and as you talked about, just less fuel.
You saw the 19 still big adjustment, Chase Briscoe, but don't that thing. Look at 196.
Kind of like the bracket. When you're racing in the draft, just survive and advance. Survive and advance.
Celebrate in style during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Save up to $500 on Fortune Patio with instant rebates. This Vista Wheaton 5-piece set is now just $11.99. Buy more, save more during the 4th of July patio sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Shop the 4th of July sale at Sherwin-Williams and transform your space with color. Get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $34.29. Hurry in June 27th through July 7th. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams or shop the sale online. Delivery available.
Road trips with friends. The best of times are road trips with friends who feature McDonald's fries.
What you working on?
A time machine so we can go back to when our house was new.
Well, Valspar has everything we need to make our place look great now.
And into the future? Well, that was faster than time travel.
Oh, let's do the bathroom. Everything you need to keep your place looking new. Valspar.
4th of July. So it's time to dig into more projects, pack in more flavor, and finish your space.
Yeah.
Do 4th of July your way at the Home Depot.
Oath by Super Hydration Body Wash. The sweet scent of a honeymoon in Fiji. Moisturize with
Hey, if you guys are watching a bot
You better
stream,
not be using all the old spice.
other than me or on the go with CeeLo, come on.
Or I guess me, to remind you how amazing it feels to be here. The other way, your dreams.
It's gonna be a long stream if this keeps going on.
Making castles out of sand. dancing until the sun comes up and waking up singing. Even if you're not sure, take giant steps. And at the end, look for me, because loving who you are is the best gift you can give yourself. Hotel Xcaret Arte. Stay here to feel.
Rain, make it, rain, girl, make it.
Apartment 2B?
2B! She's definitely using that Grubhub. Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon Prime member?
I'll be right back, everybody.
Fees on Grubhub. Eligible orders only. Terms and additional fees.
For stage 2, time now for our NASCAR in-season. DraftKings Sports. Over to Larry McReynolds. On True TV, what's up, fellas?
Hey guys, what's going on? It's been a crazy race. I'm going to tell you what's going on here is that I had Christopher Bell winning the whole thing and he just crashed. So I'm not happy with that.
Actually had Carson Hocevar advance. Looked at me like I had two heads. Carson Hocevar qualified 30th. Ryan Blaney qualified 3rd. But I don't think I've seen anybody cut through traffic like Carson Hocevar did. From the drop of the green flag, he had cracked the pits, gets back in traffic, and now he's out of the race, and Hocevar will advance.
Yeah, the other matchup I've been watching pretty closely is Busch and Keselowski. Keselowski has shown he wants to be aggressive. He wants to be. He'll continue to do that. Is Busch just this time? I think he is. He'll find his way to the front. But as we anything can happen, your bracket can be busted, and I can attest to that.
Burton's bracket busted.
Oh, yeah.
It does happen, and we feel your pain. This relief lap sponsored by National Debt Relief. When debt hits hard, National Debt Relief gets you back on track. David Starr gets his lap back here at Echo Park Speedway.
And if I'm admitting it, oh, there's the choose. Just going to the bottom, kind of a mix. I had both Bell and Blaney advancing, so I had problems.
I think what will be interesting now about the particular stage of the race is all of the cars that we saw at the front of the field, Logano, Keselowski, Cindric, Byron, Hocevar, they're all now outside the top 15. Which of those cars, if not all, can they get back toward the front, try to get back? We also have some drivers that were at the back that are now, it's going to be at the top. Maintain and keep that is so race.
Wire, you cannot run. We've only seen one really cycle of green flag pit stops here. This entry and this long term, but we'll get into all. Keep in mind, there's going to be a lot of racetrack. These drivers keep hold of their race car.
Regain some track position.
Third car on the outside. He just
Start in the 9 car, Chase Elliott will clear off the turn. Chase back to Carly.
Denny Hamlin involved. Compromise track position, and you get right in the middle of it. Look at some of the big name drivers involved.
Kind of have to see how this one started. The chase was out to a pretty.
was going down. Remember that yellow line at the bottom is out of bounds, so you can't really block a guy down there. But it was an 88 and a couple different cars. Denny Hamlin, the 1 seed in the bracket, sits here with a ton of damage. Let's take a look at it, Dale. What happens is 88, 4th car line on the inside of his car in front of him. Now they're bringing in the fence on the outside line there. Just a lot of stack up and a lot of upper contact.
I'd like to see that again. If you watch the outside line, as they all kind of catch the 9 car, Chase Elliott, there's a lot of contact right there. It's Chris Bush or Lynn. It's Christopher. And they just pretty in effect so quickly down the back straightaway. And
so I was looking to the inside, but you absolutely the outside lane with the block at the bottom, but the wreck is on the outside.
They're going to keep. He's going to race back bumper the 9. He turns the 42 of John Hunter, Nemechek into the wall, and then everything behind him just. 42 11 catches him. They both spit into the outside wall. Across the field.
Nemechek did a good job to hang on to it here. I mean, bounces off the wall, and I thought for sure he would go around. 3rd car outside lane, but he's able to hang on to it. Reddick does the same, and then the crash is on behind him.
It was such a great shot as they were just coming at you. You see him kind of just dart out of line.
Oh, Kyle Busch just get caught in the right rear quarter panel late. And this is another scenario where some of these cars, even though they're involved in the crash, may get fortunate enough to get away from this without a lot of toe leak damage, things like that.
So just a quick reminder, you have 8 minutes if you're going to try to repair your car on pit road. But the big change this year isn't that. The big change is you can go to the garage area. You're not out of the race. There's only a list of parts you're allowed to change, but the list is pretty extensive. I believe a lot of these cars are going to go back, make repairs, and come back out in case we see some more accidents.
And, we got this in-season challenge going on.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot to race for tonight.
Joe Logano got a lot of damage in this track. How it all went down.
Team Penske switch the front 2 rows. They dominate stage 1. They get the win. But Ryan Blaney eliminated in that crash late in stage 1. And the other 3 caught up right here. You're riding with Daniel Suarez. Suarez with high hopes after winning here last spring. Now we ride with Bubba Wallace.
What a job. Hey, we're not done yet.
Yeah, right.
You did a good job.
Here we go. This is right at the front. Kind of the call is 11:42.
It looks like Vinny just came out. Thank you, Chris. So many hard shots. But it looks like he turns the 42, but there's contact in front of the 42 as well. The 7, the 42, all of those cars. I'm trying to figure out why the 42.
I mean, it wasn't on purpose, right? Like, why the 42's nose darts right? Is it off the rear bumper of the 7?
The 11's offset when he runs into the back.
Okay.
Kind of hits him a little bit to the left side.
Oh, boy. That right there can hurt as much as the wreck.
Yeah.
Starts on the pole, leads 51 laps, nothing to show for it. Joey Logano.
This is Austin Singer right with here.
Sees part of it close.
Here. Denny's and next to bend and break things. This is sort of weird.
So here, if he kind of stays in the car, as I said, this car is beaten better than it looks. Well, that's just for repairs. So he's going to ride back in the garage. He's going to take a look with the seat. Now we're doing I like this change. I like that the team can work on it, can repair. I mean, the
seconds. They've come out here. We want to see as many cars on the racetrack as possible. It limits the field. That's the big deal for me right here. It completely will change. They're going to try to compete in this race, but hitters. Scott Bush right here, we're right on board with. He needs a win to advance himself into the playoffs. Almost sure he gets flipped in the right rear. Honestly, looking at the hits don't look too bad. I believe they can get tires on this thing as long as the toe links are straight. It can get out there and race and compete.
Well, you referenced the playoffs. Win and you're in, but there are a number of drivers dancing around that cut line that have gotten some damage tonight. Had some rain earlier. That produced our first red flag that lasted just over 14 minutes. And this early crash in stage 2 has got the red flag out. Again, 23 cars involved here, Steve.
And I think the real key is you instantly spin it forward and say, but look who wasn't. Elliott, Busher, Gibbs, Zane Smith. I mean, this is a list. Haley, Nemechek, Gilliland. I mean, this could be the night, right? This could be the night that their careers have been building towards. Get that win, get into the playoffs.
You know about the big one at Daytona. You know about the big one at Talladega. We now got the big one at Atlanta, racing in the draft. And you know it can happen. Red flag is out again early in stage number 2.
Magano.
Don't miss the July 4th preview weekend at Home Furniture. Now through Monday, get up to $500 in instant rebates. This queen bedroom suite.
What do you do this time?
Possible when you have a big wreck like that can really limit the field.
The big one strikes again.
When he runs into the backup. The 17's going to run up on the back bumper contact. Got to see how this one started.
Watching a couple of automotive restart zone. Stage 2 underway.
A very uniform start. The 9-car Chase Elliott will clear off into turn 1. And the outside organized for a big run down the back straightaway. Chase back to Carly ahead as they're closing in on the 9. It's going to go block the top of the racetrack. Big crash.
Denny Hamlin involved.
Big crash.
Noah Gregson, Austin Cindric. This is what we talk about. Compromise track position, and you get right in the middle of it. Look at some of the big name drivers involved.
Kind of have to see how this one started. You know, the Chase was out to a pretty sizable lead, about 2 car lengths off turn 2, and they ran.
Oh boy,
the
60 calls involved, the 11 calls involved, Denny Hamlin.
Down there, but that's what it looked like. Looked like it was an 88 and a couple different cars. Denny Hamlin, the 1 seat in the bracket, sits here with a ton of damage. Let's take a look at it, Dale. What happens? This 88. 4th car line on the inside of the car in front of him. Now they're into the fence on the outside line there. Just a lot of stack up and a lot of bumper contact. I'd like to see that again. If you watch the outside line, as they kind of start around, the 88 kind of catches your attention with the block that outside the racetrack.
Oh, Custom made it too. I don't know how in the hell he made it to.
11, those 2 cars on the outside, that bright.
Nemechek did a good job to hang on.
They get fortunate enough to get away from this without a lot of toe.
Hurt as much as the wreck.
Cards on the ball, 51 laps to show for it. Joey Logano.
He's going to ride back in the door. You see it on the list of approvable items. Now, there are certain components that if they're busted, your day's over. Yeah. I like this chick. Fans bought tickets. They've come out here. We want to see as many cars on the racetrack as possible. When you have a big wreck like that, can really limit the field.
Yeah, big deal for me right here. Just for the race, completely change what kind of race we'll see going forward. Now, there's still a lot of race cars on the back straightaway. They're going to try to compete in this race, but I took out a lot of heavy hitters. Scott Bush right here, we're riding on board with. Almost through it. It's flipped it right here. Honestly, looking at the hits, don't look too bad. I believe they can get straight. Get out there, Grace.
Well, you referenced the playoffs in your end, but a number of drivers dancing around that cut line that have gotten some damage tonight. Had some rain earlier. That produced our first red flag that lasted just over 14 minutes. And this early crash in stage 2 has got the red flag out. Again, 23 cars involved here, Steve.
And I think the real key is you instantly spin it forward and say, but look who wasn't. Elliott, Busher, Gibbs, Zane Smith. I mean, this is a list. Haley, Nemechek, Gilliland. I mean, this could be the night. Like, this could be the night that their careers have been building towards. Get that win, get into the playoffs.
You know about the big one at Daytona. You know about the big one at Talladega. We now got the big one at Atlanta, racing in the draft. And you know red flag is out again early in stage number 2.
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Big one strikes.
Minutes, and we didn't run a lot of races, so he's not down on a ton of laps. So he's down too many to contend for the win, but it's all about positioning. It's like a throwback old school kind of race right here.
What do you have, Alan?
I'm outside the Care Center, Corey LaJoy, the first driver out involved in the giving shots this year. What happened from your perspective?
A little saw a little smoke, and then it was my hood on my windshield. Schluter Mustang, we were getting going, and I felt like good. So, man, we have run so good here in the past. I thought our car was really good too. So, really important. We were racing around, so who knows how the night could have gone. But you know, that's the risk you take by just jamming in there, being restarts, and I'm not sure what happened after the replay yet. But it's just unfortunate. Those guys at Rick's, they really work hard to get this second car going. It really disrupts the flow that was going through every week. So I really appreciate everybody, Jerry. Back out there. I don't know what I'm going to be doing again. This is still the best seat in the house. The TV stuff was good, but driving these things at 200 miles an hour is pretty badass.
All right, here's a replay if you want to take us through it. I mean, what you see, what you can anticipate.
Yeah, on Prime, we call this a hashtag watch along. So I don't know, man. We just see guys pushing like dummies early and stretching and here. Yeah, pushed into it and coming into the smoke, and every corner on my Mustang was knocked off of it. So unfortunately, that was the end of our day. I don't know what we're doing. 90, we just started the third stage. I don't know why we're pushing like we're damn bumper cars at Frankie's Fun Park, but that's not to be surprised.
Good stage, second stage.
These things on speedways, and about 10 of us. So, fortunately, we were one of them, which we were behind or in front of it, but we were right smack in the middle of it.
Early into the night for Corey LaJoy. Glad he's okay.
A lot of cars on pit road doing some repairs. And you see the crash off into turn 3. Saw Carson Hosbar pulling out of from behind pit wall to rejoin the racetrack at 8. Kyle Busch leaving pit road now. He's around on 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He goes far away from accident in the racetrack. Really small movement. He'll be able to avoid any contact. This is Noah Gregson. He'll get spun down on pit entrance right here after contact with the 11. He has come down pit road, back to work, gun to the right front of that car. It seems like damage that he might have suffered in this accident. He's back out on the racetrack. 6 Frank Keselowski. He's also been pit road.
A couple of laps tonight, second in stage 1.
All right, so what's the repairs? First thing you have to do is figure out how much damage, then you assess it, whether you can fix it off that road, whether you do the garage. But the magic for all of these things is you have to go out and prove that your car is still capable. It has to run what NASCAR will set is a minimum speed. You get 3 consecutive laps speed limit. You got to slow. They got to go out and draft your car or try to figure it out with a couple damaged cars together. Because if you run 3, at that point, you get another run. You're done. Your day is over. You are forced to retire from the event after you take that shot at minimum speed. So take your time. Recording with Chris, take those extra 5 or 10 minutes. Make sure your car can do what it needs to do so you can stay in the race.
Carson Hocevar had it working early. So there could be a bracket buster. Johnny Blaney, but he too caught up in this crash. Early portion of stage 2.
Only portions of stage 2.
Zepbound means change. For adults with obesity to help lose weight and keep it off. Zepbound can help adults lose up to 48 pounds. And some lost over 58 pounds.
It's changing the believe is possible when it comes to weight loss.
Don't take it for legacy. If you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine disease, tell your doctor if you get a lump. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduling procedures with anesthesia. If you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems.
I'm looking to help break the cycle of weight loss and weekend.
Because Zepbound means change.
Ask your healthcare provider about Zepbound. Explore savings options today.
No, I don't want to look. Erica, used car shopping doesn't have to be scary. I don't want to overpay. Sure, nearly half of all used cars have been in an accident, but that's nothing to fear. Show me Carfax. Knowing how a car's accident history impacts price means you don't have to overpay. You can look now. I am looking. Why are you covered in your eyes? No fear, just Fox. They show me at Carfax.com. Yeah, you're still covering your eyes. I'm not.
Look at that hottie, the Takis Fuego meal. Wendy's spicy chicken topped with crushed Takis chips and Fuego fries. New Takis fans, you're welcome. And new Takis fans, for an intense new take on Takis, gotta be Wendy's.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, like 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on, 5 different medications. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx can save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. And you do the math. The money we're able to save with using GoodRx, we're able to do all these extra activities. She can hit hard too for a little skinny thing. So it puts less stress on the household, and it puts less stress on our kids.
Got 2 red flags tonight. The second produced when we had this big crash. Just getting on stage 2.
Just getting on stage 2.
That was the Max onboard camera, where you can watch all the in-car camera action with driver cam.
Fishing with them. All the leaders of the majority of them. This is preaching. You have to pivot. You have to, with this many cars out of the race, you don't have to be as aggressive in your pit strategy, Marty. I think you can be a little more conservative, get your car driving well so you're around at the end of the night.
Yeah, and Steve, I think Billy's got made a fantastic point to Tyler. If you really try to make it to the future, but
86 to go.
Chance to reset our tires, reset our fuels for the 45 coming down pit road. Chase Elliott somehow missed all of that. Alan Gutson making that call to leave his driver out and stay out under that last caution. He comes down pit road, just 2 tires fuel for Chase Elliott. And again, 86 to go. They could not make it to the end of the stage, Alan.
Joe Logano out of the
I was in the middle of it, so I couldn't see the replay to even know what happened. Cars are sideways, and you get in the brakes, and everyone's just running into each other. Just a speedway rack, especially when everyone's so tight on the restart there. So,
yeah, 23.
And unfortunately, we didn't get that done.
Good old second part of that. Harry Gant speech. Hey, Haley, what the hell just happened? Oh, we just had we call pile up.
Don't feel right. In the suit there.
I put in layman's terms.
Oh, that's horrible.
There's
For
always a
you
question about being
people who
aggressive
don't
too
know what the
early.
heck
What's
I'm
your
talking
perspective on
about,
that?
well, I'm not gonna finish. Uh, the big one struck again. And it'll come and bite you because you don't know what stage or when it'll happen or how many cars it'll be. It may just be one car spinning or maybe 23 cars spinning. Basically, it ain't up to the driver. It's basically in the back of your mind.
Here in the Cup Series garage area, Blaine Byron,
I thought you would only be in the way stuff.
Ross Chastain here. I believe they are done. Teammate Daniel Schwartz. So all these cars as they can. One interesting point, Steve, is that there are multiple cars from the same organization that are trying to make repairs. So a lot of times you'll take for example, and have them work on the team, right? We saw that a couple of weeks ago. The 5-car chief was helping out the 48 car. You can't do that because look over here. Joe Gibbs Racing has 3 of their 4 cars. You really got to focus on your own race car and not worry about your team.
So many crew members in the garage as it is, you can kind of share, as Monty was saying, as you get in situations, but you can see pro shop team. If your coach watching, Marty didn't meet coach. Your car's sitting in the wreck. But look at them right now. I mean, this percent.
Yeah.
Who are not in the playoffs currently to get a win tonight. You see a lot of names in that top 10, that top 15 that are without wins that could really shake up.
Bunch of them inside the top 10.
Top 10?
Key to avoid problems on track.
Let's see if this restart goes any better. Let's go back on the green without the big one, folks. Going into the same spot again. Ty Gibbs out front. Wiley up. Shane Van Gibson, better known as SVG. And then you got Chris Busher, Chase Elliott, top 5.
Herbst gives the shove, gives the lead. Riley comes through at second.
Wiley.
In line in the 9 and made a pit stop. He's trying to get back to the front. Shane Van Gisbergen making it happen in the 88. He just went 3.
He's in the playoffs.
Chase Elliott backs out of the gas there on the top of 3 wide.
I might have seen a little bit of smoke out there.
There's a little bit of dirt. 45, ready to the top of the racetrack, trying to make some moves. 4 wide back there. 6
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey. Yeah. I tell him when I get out there. Hey, can I just keep an eye on the chat? Keep it family friendly and clean. All right.
Gisbergen said, I can do it on the road. I can do it in the draft. The driver from New. And just as I say it, he shuffled out Zane Smith making a move to 38.
So he left 38. Ends up working out, but I thought he had the 38. Yeah, it's just you don't know what you don't know. Fast forward out there. Good move right here. You talk about it, Tyndale. Look to the right, the orange 6, and now watch. Let's see how this happens. Oh man, and you get angry about that because
to be elite, be able to tell the 10 car there's a car down there. Back up front, Chase Elliott with a big move to the inside. All the way alongside Riley Hurst for third position. Doesn't have much help in that bottom groove.
I like the maneuverability of the 9 car right now. He's been making it work in multiple lanes, moving around. He can do some things that other drivers can't.
Right around the top, still driving through the field. Tyler Reddick made a lot of spots since the restart. Right now, going for more. All the way to third spot with that big push off the nose of the 7 of Haley. That's how you do it. You create momentum, you take the run, and you try to keep that run going with side drafts and anything else you can get.
Reference drivers looking for a win to get the.
Oh, my goodness. Squeeze right up in front of Hertz right there. Hertz had to get out of the gas and cut him a break. That lets Haley get alongside the 35 down into turn 1. Battle up front for the lead. The 17 trying to get to the quarter panel.
You see that big wheel out of the 17? These cars are wide open, but not driving good. Outside. Oh, the 9 just shoehorns his way to the inside of the 45. Chase Elliott, aggressive at winless streak. He's ready to stop talking about it.
You would think that the big crash we had in turn 3 would calm everybody down, have everybody thinking about the risks. Is everybody sees opportunity.
That's right.
I think they put a chance to go out there and take this. A lot of the heavy hitters knocked down by that crash. Get up front.
Only Van Gisberg and Kyle Larson. Chase Elliott just flexing muscles in the 9.
Herb's 3 wide around Chase down to the inside. Riley Herb's clear into the lead. Got a little help from his teammate in the 45. Now Chase Elliott in the middle. Wants to be with his car.
What a difference a week makes. 11 at Pocono, and here they are controlling the draft in Atlanta. Herb's down front. Reddick.
Much energy in the back. Hard to believe. Decisions they make it Daytona and Talladega, they're just having to do one off of turn 2. Found himself dirty air there, lost the nose of the car.
Reddick wants to lead. Here comes the 45. Jumps in front of his teammate.
Still on time again. They're going to be one back to you. It's only 2 more hours to 1.
He's having a Stenhouse up in the mix.
The 78 BJ McLeod up in the top 10. Seeing the racetrack often. Maybe having the run of his career on the Cup side.
You mentioned it, Dan, just opportunity. So many names, so many teams with a chance. And it's anything but calm down. It's shocking to me that they just keep swapping the lead.
Slide tie, 17 in front of the 45.
By 3, he is by 3.
Chase Elliott looking for some help moving positions on the inside line. He sees his teammate back there, but Bowman gives him a little bit of help. Now down to the inside, 38. Zane Smith draws up side by side with a 45. 3 wide to 54 tie.
2 for 1. Here comes Gibbs. Lately in all different kinds of racetracks. He's last second. Yeah, there's Bowman getting aggressive. Oh my.
Yeah, 34 got into the Dylan got into Hertz there as they were 3 wide for a moment. They're turn 3 and 4. Everybody gets away unscathed.
Fresh names in the front and some really young drivers delivering right now in the draft.
54 driving. He has to jump out of the gas. Now that's a tactic. The 54 sees the 38 down there and drives across the nose, and he knows that shuts off the downforce, and the 38 will have to jump out of the throttle. Frustrating move if you're in the 38 car.
Look like Zane Smith with 17 starts. Oh man, that 17 is. The back of that car really dances around.
Yeah, the 54 drove across the nose of him, taking away the downforce from Chris Buescher. Now Buescher tries to get on the attack. The 45 attack. Back here in third. The 38 alongside down the back straightaway. Where's the run going to come from?
3 of them. No help. Just keep his right rear here. There you go. Beautiful. Just keep his right rear, meaning the 38 had no help. You put your left front on the right rear, and just like that, the 38 spotter of the 45 calls.
Chase Elliott gets by as well. Drives off into fourth position. Now to the inside of the 45. He's going to lose position down the back straightaway unless somebody decides to get down there.
He has lost 47 on a steady climb.
This stuff looks so much fun.
Little help to you here.
And Chase, there's nothing he can do. Sees a little bit of help from behind, but Zane Smith's not scared to drive the inside and see if he can make a pass or two. But he also he risks the same situation where he doesn't get the help and again loses positions.
What about the distraction when you go around a lap car? Always makes me nervous when you come up on them like that. It's such a high rate of speed.
You're just hoping they're going to keep it tight against the apron and not bounce up the racetrack or hit the apron or do anything that's going to allow you to jump up in front of you or squeeze you into the car on the outside line.
It's got word Rocky State released from the care center.
Now we see Stenhouse up here, as we usually do at these racetracks, mixing it up with that 47.
There is outside that 35, Riley Herbst's first full-time season at 25 starts.
Stenhouse looking for more, going to the inside of our leader. He doesn't have any help down here, so it's be almost impossible for him. He's not going to clear. And they just drive right back by. The great thing, though, develop another run. He stalled the 17 out here, side by side down the front straightaway.
The other thought is you make these moves, gain some knowledge for later in the race. Here's Buescher driving down low. 17 is back on point.
They've got a really big lead, though. They're going to run him down quickly. And they'll have a decision to make when they get there.
Well, I think the decision was easy for Ty Gibbs. Too big of a run, and he'll do it. He'll clear him all on his own. Great work by the driver in the 54.
You get too far out, and you're just a sitting duck when you get those guys in line pushing from behind.
So what do? Drag the brake, lift up the throttle? Like if you're that leader, Dan, like you know you're getting out there too big, how do you defend against it?
You don't. You just let them do what they're going to do. I think if you block or do anything, drag the brake, they're just going to get to your bumper and go right into it. They've already shown you all of these laps. Ty Gibbs going to take every run he gets. He's going around you.
How about the race leader, Marty?
Adam, if you've been listening to Ty Gibbs radio tonight, you've heard the voice of Chris Gabehart. Well, why is that? Well, Gabehart is going to, at least for the rest of the regular season, take a more vocal role in the 54 car. I think it's also important to note there have been no role changes on the 54 team. Tyler Allen still the crew chief, and Chris Gabehart still the competition director at Joe Gibbs Racing. But he was already sitting on the 54 pit box, and they made so many championship runs, Chris Gabehart and Denny Hamlin. Why not tap into that resource? Why not tap into that bench and use his expertise to help maybe this young driver get to the playoffs? Steve, I don't know if you like this move. I think it's a very wise move by Joe Gibbs Racing. Nothing changed.
Out of man manage egos and respect by respecting what Tyler Allen does as the crew chief. But Chris Gabehart can bring some experience to a young driver. Remember, when Briscoe won last week, that locked in 3 of the 4 Gibbs cars. Ty Gibbs, the only one on the outside looking in. It has to be the priority of this organization to get the 54 into the playoffs.
Gibbs leading Chris Buescher 17, second right now, Danielle.
Adam, you see Chris Buescher right now, he's running second in that 17 car. He told me this morning, I have a lot more luck at drafting tracks named Daytona or Talladega. I'm still looking for a baseline of speed versus handling. And they got it earlier. They pitted to give up seats.
77 of Hocevar. Not up there racing for position, but this is a big opportunity for him in the race right now.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. 1 lap down, trying to race his way into the free pass. Right now he has it. Bubba Wallace also a lap down with Mike McDowell. Racetrack. Oh, and we got a crash almost here. The 47 gets into the wall. I believe.
Green and white 43, Eric Jones. They were racing right around 12-14.
That's so frustrating. Oh, for the 47. He lost the handle of the race car. Yeah, he's got some issues with the toe link there. He lost the handle on the car and chases it up the racetrack. The 43 Jones was there. He made contact and into the wall. Still green. Leader's still out here figuring it out. The 47 is going to try to ride around, hoping for a yellow. Yeah, unlikely that he'll get it because we lost so many race cars in the crash earlier. This field's starting to thin out a little bit with other cars handling poorly. Some guys just trying to survive and get some things out there to work on their cars some more, repair some more of that damage from that earlier crash. Back up front, Ty Gibbs, Buescher, ready. We'll take a look at this replay of the 47 car, see how he gets in trouble. Right there at the right side of the screen. He's tight behind the 9, loses the arrow in the nose, chases the car up the track into the wall, clipping the 43. Just a little bit too tight to the 9. All of a sudden, the front of the car takes off across the racetrack in a plow. Just really tight behind that 9, lost all of that.
He told him to pit. They said, pit this time, pit this time. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. called it off, says, I think we'll be okay. So nothing really
First car to get damaged tonight, talking about Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
But he's got his leader's going to eventually lose a lap. But, I mean, they're going to lose more than that trying to come down pit road to repair the toe link. So how long he can survive is up to him.
Leaders going around the lap car of Michael McDowell, almost halfway home, stage 2. Gibbs, Buescher, NASCAR, TNT.
This is a campus house. It's also a realization that you'd rather exercise mind. Or available right now.
Dual dispensing all in one laundry that can wash and dry.
Help the 4th of July sale at Sherman and transform your space with more. Get 30% savings and savings with sale prices starting at $34.29. Hurry in June 27th through July 7th. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
When you see a car, you can find it on Auto Trader. Even my TV detective car. Just put your info in the Kelly Blue Book My Wallet, browse personalized monthly payments from dealers in your area, then start and finish the deal online. Case closed.
Modern security monitoring. Simply say
24/7 monitoring that acts on an alarm in 5 seconds.
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Police are on their way.
Plus no contracts, ever.
maybe Simply Safe and I could.
Scaredy cat.
There's no safe like Simply.
So right when I thought Mom would start taking it easy with her osteoporosis, boom, we moved to this cool new place in the city. If you have postmenopausal osteoporosis, rapidly filled new bones, is the only bone builder that also helps significantly reduce spine fracture risk. I knew she started taking Evenity, but she told her friend it builds new bone. Builds new bone! So yeah, we get out, we explore, and do whatever that thing is on the floor. Evenity can increase risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a heart problem. Tell your doctor if you have had a heart attack or stroke. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it, as serious events have occurred with Evenity. Signs include rash, hives, swelling of the face or throat, which may cause difficulty in swallowing or breathing, muscle spasms or cramps, numbness, or tingling. Tell your doctor about severe jawbone problems. Evenity. Report hip, groin, or thigh pain. Unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred with Evenity. Ask your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
There's a moment when a young girl turns into a woman. It's complicated. I go to be wife or mother. Listen, I'm not sure you understand. Some people want more. Do I sense rebellion in our midst? Let me be my own person. This is how it starts. I'm building a future. Nothing can go wrong. Not now.
Another caution for the fourth time tonight at Echo Park Speedway. NASCAR on TNT. Coverage of the Quaker State 400 available at Walmart. 30 picked up some damage tonight. The most recent 35, Riley Hurst.
Yeah, he's just right there on the outside of the 9 of Chase Elliott. Loses the back of the car, overcorrects into the wall, and a little contact right here with 30.
Allen, who was doing such a nice job, he kind of went up there to avoid it. We'll see how much damage it is. If it's slight damage, then he'll fit right in with the rest of the field. They've all about hit something.
Yeah, the 35 has a right rear totaling damage. They'll get towed to the garage.
She came out and gives it Busher last on pit road at lap 46. We're close. They were going to have to come 30 laps before the rest of the field, so paying off.
The other guy that's real happy about this caution, 77 Carson Hocevar. He almost drove by the leaders to get back on the tail end of the lead lap. Didn't accomplish that, but he is the first car one lap down, gets the free pass here under caution fourth time tonight.
Right on board with Brad Keselowski. Don't want y'all thinking Brad was still in the drama with it.
Couldn't get back to this.
Do we have any teammates still out here? We got the 45 who's in good shape, and that's it.
When you skip all the ones that come right out of your race shop and you just go to manufacturer teammate, that makes a major statement on what we're dealing with.
That's right. Yeah, the 45 isn't a gift car. It's just, let's see. Oh, I found another Toyota out here. One of them.
And you look at this top 10 currently, and none of these drivers, a lot of these drivers.
I mean, and we said coming into tonight, there's so much on the line, and the unpredictability of this place, and the wild card tracks that are coming. And tonight, some drivers trying to take advantage here. Hey, F1 the movie now, and IMAX rated PG-13. Check it out.
Mr. Excitement, 77. Most part free pass deal, right? Isn't that what that's what he was racing for? And he was able to get it.
Yep. Story tonight. Now that he's back on the lead lap, and again, a lot of these cars, they're still damaged, still requiring a little bit of repair and work to make them faster, right? They're out there racing, and there's some things they can do to actually help the aero and give them even a better shot at victory.
You just need time to do it, right? We've been racing. Use this caution pit multiple times if you need. I would expect with this small of a field, it'll be an entire field trip down pit road right here. So big thing to pay attention to here. Gibbs and Busher need more fuel. So if they lose the lead, it might not be a bad pit stop. It might just be these teams deciding now's the time to get back on strategy with everyone else. Put some extra fuel in the race car.
Reddick, Elliott, Bowman should be on the good side of it, which means maybe a little quicker stop here, gain some track position for the restart for this second half of stage 2.
And earlier talk about 90 miles an hour. That's only under green. Under caution, you got to run 45 all the way around the corner. This is the most normalized pit road in the series for speeding. We'll see with a small field, Danielle. Hopefully they all keep it clean.
Here's Chris Busher coming in from the second position with tracking loose in stage 1 when he was mid-pack. Now that he has just slightly loose with the car.
I wants Ty Gibbs to stop a little short. He did 4 tires of fuel for 54. Likes his car. Says it's just a bit.
However, I can't to the fuel that he needed.
Change of track position on the pit lane. First off, Tyler Reddick picks up a couple of spots. Restart when we return.
About 1 in 5 people with fatty liver disease have NASH, which can lead to cirrhosis.
I thought I had fatty liver disease. It's actually NASH, and it's scarring my liver.
Resdifra is the first and only treatment for NASH with moderate to advanced liver scarring without cirrhosis. It works directly in the liver to help reduce scarring and reduce NASH.
Before taking doctor plan to be. Serious side effects include liver injury, serious inflammation, fever, rash, jaundice, and stomach pain. Tell your doctor if taking gemfibrozone, cyclosporin, clopidogrel, or statins. Side effects include diarrhea, itching, dizziness, constipation. I have a way forward.
Ask your liver specialist to test.
They say there are no strangers, only friends you get to meet.
Since I came to know you, I've been telling you how.
What keeps them all coming back? I couldn't say.
Might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. You may not even know you can, but you can escape. Unit prediabetes risk test to know where you stand. With early diagnosis, you can change the outcome. Diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
This weekend, the ATL, in the Windy City, street racing in Chicago. All the fun begins today. Qualifying, WF. Cup practice qualifying, 1 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. NASCAR, PNC, 2 p.m. Eastern time.
I've been out there the last 2 years. It is to see these cars go around Grant Park in downtown Chicago.
Going to be fun. Look forward to it. This is sponsored by National Debt Relief. Carson Hocevar will get his back here at Echo Park Speedway on the new Lookout 77.
This is one of those write this down, mark this moment. This isn't just a free. This is an exciting lap back. More damage on the right front, but overall doesn't look too bad. Marty, Chase Elliott.
It's looking down to the 77.
And Chase Elliott, you know, we wondered how the racetrack might change tonight, Junior. He just told Alan Gustafson before the match, honestly, our handling hasn't changed since the start of the race. It's still very free for Chase Elliott, but he's on 4 fresh tires. We think he can make a little progress here. He'll restart.
So smaller field, I could pivot a little bit. My point being, you know, maybe just give my driver a chance to go win the race. Smaller field, you still have a chance, but don't overlook some of these other cars. We've seen speed out of some teams that maybe we wouldn't have figured at the beginning of the night.
Front row, Reddick and Bowman. 43 laps to go. 82.
Looks like the outside line's all locked together. It's going to help that 45 clear the 48. Here comes the momentum for the inside. Bowman back to the quarter panel. Down the back straightaway. Big push from the outside line. Clears the 45 of Reddick. Reddick's going to drive down in front of that 48. Trying to get momentum off of the nose of that 48 car down the front straightaway.
Superman put the cape on this restart. Reddick out front of Bowman.
Bowman to the inside now down here to turn 1. Not going to be able to clear. Yes, he is able to clear. Bowman to the lead.
Coming with a head of steam because that slows the 45 down. This is 7 push, pull out of the line, big move in the back there. And the 45 jumps to the outside of the 48 into turn 3.
This is just incredible. The back and forth, the exchanging of positions out front. We're getting a show tonight here in Atlanta. Bowman, Reddick, and they're side by side on back behind them.
You don't get a second off. Never a moment to take a break. 48 jumps into front of that outside line. Good momentum down the back straightaway. Forces the push from the 45 now to the inside. Reddick. Nobody is just willing to sit in line. Reddick runs right across the nose of that 48.
That is
now inch to the inside. Bowman. Yeah, that was really close. Bowman's going to clear easy.
Outside lane, green and white 43. Eric Jones had a run, and now he gets out of line. Ty Dillon takes advantage.
They're bound to deter to add one more caution. They're not sure that we've had enough. Here's Ziggy and Zaggy back there. Brad, that bright orange car. Great scheme for Brad because we like to see him anywhere in the pack. He's always making moves. Jumps off the page. That's such a good shot. Look at him stacked up at the bottom. 17 comes back, hits him to 54, hits the 38.
Think about Ty Gibbs leading this race. They get the fuel, lose a little track position, and now he's trapped in that low lane. 54 trying to make something happen.
Right now, Dillon trying to make some moves back there to the inside of the 43.
How about Ty Dillon, the 32nd seed, looking decent with advancement with the 11 having issues. But can you imagine if he could win this race, leading right now the 48 of Bowman, Danielle?
Yeah, Steve. I talked to Alex Bowman this morning. You remember a month ago that head-on crash at Michigan. He said he's still very sore, only 85% better. He said, in the race car, I feel the most comfortable. I have issues training during the week. I can't do much cardio because the main pain is down the right side of my back and all through my right leg. Still dealing with a lot of muscle soreness, which makes this performance that much more impressive.
He's getting the workout behind the wheel tonight. I mean, all over the place, hanging on and trying to stay out front of the field.
Yeah, that hit at Michigan was vicious. You and I saw him as Brad swings that line 3 wide. He walked down those last 3 steps out of the back of the truck very gingerly. In Mexico, you could tell how sore he was.
But a gutty performance there to get a top 5. Well above the cut line.
If you can believe it, we're 6 laps from halfway. I mean, we aren't even halfway, and this is the intensity of the racing. Your man Busher, Chase Elliott jumps out of line. Your man Busher trying to, you believed in him with a bracket. He's trying to give you something to cheer for, doing a really nice job.
Feel like Ty Gibbs is is getting frustrated because of the loss of track position, and he just can't seem to make it work here. He was in the low lane, now the high lane, 54 outside.
And that's what Marty talked about. Chris Gale on the radio, that experience, that's where it is needed. That is the 54 signature. Great speed, either mental fatigue or a simple mistake. If the 54 is showing frustration, they got to calm him down, keep him in it. Tons of talent, tons of speed, try to keep it pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, you talk about Chris Gabehart and just the knowledge that he brings. Such a tremendous leader for this race team. Alan?
Brad Keselowski, you can see him in that red orange car. He was just working there, going back to about 9th right now. But he was involved in that wreck not too long ago. They kept working on the car. He told the team, look, the steering isn't good. So they've been working on it. He said, when they did it the last time, he told the team, if we're coming down pit road, I want 4 tires. And he's making all use out of those 4 tires right now.
Pulling back clear. 45 for Reddick. Side by side for second. Chasing, making that 3-wide move to the inside down the front straightaway. Just needs a hole here at the end, right there. I mean, that's what he's looking for, is to try to slide him in line. Be right on this quarter. Just like that. When you're watching Home of the 9 right there, that's not because he's off the gas. Like, if I didn't go outside, go outside. Zane Smith inside. If you didn't know it, that's inside 3 wide.
And that makes Zane's car really tight to have the 6 on his inside there. And that's why Zane couldn't stay through the throttle in the corner.
See the matchup. This is one we highlighted for the opening round. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch.
SVG, he wants back in the action in that 88 car.
Shane Van Gisbergen, just such a student of the game. Talking Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott with a move around the 6.
Yeah, Chase has been very aggressive, taking every run that he can. Seeing that front 5 or 6 single file.
Going down the line is one thing. Finding a hole back in line is the key. You can kind of jump out of line, but can you get blended back in?
As they get side by side, that's going to present an opportunity for Chase to go to the inside here down the back straightaway. Does he go 3 wide? He sure does. Time and time again.
Trying to take advantage of Zane Smith.
Man, if he can clear, he's going to clear Zane, but he's right to the inside of the 45 now, down the front straightaway. That outside line's going to have this momentum and speed.
I guess that I'm done riding. Get me some of that. Swing it to the inside and slides up in front of Elliott with a wiggle. Just incredible stuff.
Elliott's going to give him a big push down the back straightaway.
Now the 9 will try to slide up, fill that hole. There's not a lot of room. Will he fit? He does. And now these front 9 have kind of got to wait a little bit.
Busher took the lead now around the outside of the 48. Bowman, and Bowman's glad to see that team. Well, not his teammate, but Ty Gibbs in the 54. Stay there, Ty. Give me a little help down this back straightaway.
A Ford is there, a Chevy.
Traffic up ahead. We're going to talk about that more and more with a few damaged cars on the racetrack and not a wide race course to begin with. Every time you catch that car, if it's in the wrong spot, it can really make it tough for the leaders.
They took the maneuver here. Still side by side.
I think they laid it just good.
It's like the 42 of Nemechek was dancing down around that line, which, by the way, is out of bounds here at this racetrack.
Way to go in this race.
Do they know it? Because I'm not sure they do.
Yeah. It's amazing to see how confident they are and how big a risk they're willing to take.
That's what's made it. You can talk about the configuration that I tip my hat for the drivers. Because they could come down here and all be patient, work together, but they don't. They do this lap after lap, putting an absolute show on their fans.
Yeah, we see such different racing here versus Daytona and Talladega.
Eric Jones, I had a feeling he had a run, and he takes it. I think jumping to the outside is less risky. You got to be a little out there. Less risky for the track, maybe not less risky for him. Good
Night for Legacy Motorclub. Build their Toyotas inside the top 10. Jones, one of those. He's got a win in the draft. Came at Daytona a number of years ago when he was driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. Bowman in front of Busher. Then it's Reddick and Zane Smith, the top 4. 25 laps to go, stage 2. Big finish coming in this second stint of the race. Hang with us. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Hi, I'm checking in. Oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan. Oh, thank you. I love Skinny Pop. Anyway, what's your name? Jennifer Aniston. I'm not seeing a Jennifer Anderson. Oh no, not Anderson. Aniston. I'm so sorry, Miss Iston. I thought you said your name was Jennifer. It is. Sorry, I can't think straight. Can I just? Yeah, sure. Oh. Skinny Pop. Probably for a reason. Eczema isn't the same for everyone, but with Ebglyss, people with moderate to severe eczema will have real results. Skin that's still more clear at 1 year.
Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. Ask your doctor about once monthly Ebglyss. Shop the 4th of July sale at Sherwin-Williams and transform your space with color. Get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $34.29. Hurry in June 27th through July 7th. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Make your lashes a big deal. New Paradise Big Deal Mascara. Comic brush for buildable length that lasts. Buildable volume that doesn't clump, no matter how much you layer. That's a big deal. New Paradise Big Deal Mascara by L'Oreal.
What you working on?
The time machine, so we can go back to what our houses do.
Well, Valspar has everything we need to make our place look great.
And into the future? Oh, that was faster than time travel.
Oh, let's do the bathroom next.
I love that idea.
Everything you need to keep your place looking new. Valspar. This is the new Automower IQ series from Husqvarna. It's a lawnmower. And so is this. Automower IQ series navigates with satellites. The other navigates with legs. Automower IQ series keeps any lawn fresh cut every day. So you don't have to do this every weekend. This is robotic mowing, controlled with the touch of a button. Welcome to the future of mowing.
You're telling me when I switch to T-Mobile, you'll give me an iPhone 16 Pro, you'll help me off my old phone, and I still get to keep it?
That's right. No trade-in.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
No!
Yes. Also at T-Mobile, you save at least 20% versus the other big guys.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma. Box of raisins, and Ramon, a balloon, banana peel.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile, get a new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your old phone up to $800.
Take whatever you want.
Today with 19 laps to go in the stage, the intensity is going to pick up, but it's impossible to get more intense than it is right now. Bowman leading, and everybody's pushing and shoving through the field, trying to make it happen in the draft. Here's Allen.
And outside infield, Taylor and Chase Briscoe, who was involved in that lap 69 crash. We saw when your teammates hit back out. What was the status of the 19? What were they doing?
Yeah, I don't know about our damage was. I know that they were fixing it. We were about ready to go. And I guess NASCAR came over there and saw that our chassis was broke or bent or something. So they're like, yeah, you guys can't go back out. So, yeah, I kind of wasted 30 minutes, working on it. But, yeah, this is unfortunate. 9-car mass bridge out Toyota just kind of missed the balance there at the beginning and kind of caught us behind. And then, obviously, that big wreck is nowhere to go. So, yeah, looking forward to 2 road courses coming up. Our road course program is doing pretty good. So, yeah, hopefully a JGR car Toyota can win. And, yeah, just an unfortunate day for us.
It was a rough start for the race and then such an early aggression. How do you describe that from a driver's perspective, that wreck?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I was so far back in the middle of it. I don't even know what caused it. But, yeah, this is everybody here. That's kind of the name of the game. You have to be aggressive. You have to push. And I'm sure it's just, a bad push or something. So, yeah, I'm sure they're not done wrecking yet.
just to clean it up. So NASCAR has said, hey, you got to come to the garage. We'll let you fix it, but we're also going to take a look at it. These cars are built with certain crush zones, certain parts of the chassis. When they're compromised, you're just done. The car's no longer safe enough, in their opinion, for competition to see Jones swing left. So that's what Briscoe's talking about. Excuse me. You know, NASCAR doesn't pick and choose. They kind of look at all of them when they get back there wrecked.
Yeah, the 43's made some really good moves to be able to put himself up here in the top 5. He's going to squeeze that 45 right there and maintain that position. And his teammate, the 42, John Hunter Nemechek, both of the legacy cars are now in the top 10.
So this is what is shocking me tonight. It's not as much the moves as the slight block or squeeze, Dale. I've seen cars pull in line what I would consider less clear or with less room. Jimmy Johnson just closed his eyes. He owns both those cars. He said, please, guys, not both of them at the same time.
Bush Jones, he has to get out the gas 45 at the bottom of the racetrack. Now we get the new leader, the 9 of Chase Elliott, in front of Georgia fans.
Stand and cheer, engine number 9 showing off.
Busher around the top of the 48.
Just squeezed into it. In parallel parts with like a foot to spare.
Busher's going to have a huge run on the leader. Busher to the top of the racetrack. Chase goes down and blocks the run from the 45 on the inside, side by side for second down the back straightaway. Oh, the 54 loses the nose big time off the back of the 43. Fire up the point was out of the gas. Gisbergen taking the sport again. 3 wide for third. The 43 trying to get around Busher. He's going to clear him. Big move by the 42 back there. Nemechek going to the inside, 3 wide. Jones down to the inside of the 45 for second. Busher's going to come up here and help the 45 down the front straightaway. Jones did all that work to get a couple of those spots. He's going to give a few back. 45 to the outside of our leader, Chase Elliott off the turn 2. Big momentum by Reddick. Getting the push from the 17 to side draft. Chase Elliott slows them down. Now we're side by side, multiple rows deep.
Prior to the race, Chase Elliott talked to Alan Cavana about the balance of patience and aggression. 10 to go in the stage. Someone who I feel like has been really patient right now as they go around the line of David Starr is Eric Jones, just easing his way to the front of the 43. And he's right there in that second lane now as we head toward 9 to go, stage 2.
The opposite of that is that 54 and the 6, back about 4 cars. Anything but patience. They are zigging and zagging, trying to find a move as the 43 backs up to his teammate, the 42. Big run. What can the 43 do with it?
He's in a bad spot because he can't drive up to the back bumper of the 9. He has to lift out the gas. You see the car's not handling really well in traffic when he's really close to the 9 of Chase Elliott. That doesn't allow that inside line to really get organized. What he needs to do to push the 9 clear. The outside line can keep the momentum up, running off the top of the racetrack down the straightaway. And they seem to be the one to prevail more often in clearing the leader.
8 to go on the stage.
Chase finally gets the push he needs off the nose of the 43.
Stage 2 still. 8 to go. 8 to go. Approach 7 to go. Elliott, Reddick, Busher, Bowman, Nemechek, Dillon.
Back to the pack. If anybody can get any energy, that 3 is helping the 9 a little bit right here with a little draft.
Yeah, Chase is trying to get a little bit of help there.
7 going the stage. It's going to be tough to try to block all the momentum from behind.
It's going to come, though. This big momentum from the 17 and the 45 down the back straightaway.
Then we had a crash and ended stage 1 under caution. Something to think about as things fire up here at the end of stage number 2. 6 to go.
6 to go.
45, he's going to stay right behind Chase. Dives to the inside of turn 1. Side by side for the lead. It's not
Side by side for the lead.
barely. Yes, he's going to get from the 9.
Nemechek helping in that
Back to the
exchange.
inside here.
Chase. Back to the inside.
Such a good job by the 9 to go from defense to offense in just one straightaway.
Defense to offense. Yeah.
Look at the 45. A good little push you got. Got to the inside of the 9. Drives up the racetrack.
Inside of the 9.
Away from the 9 car. Chase with another run coming back on the inside, possibly. We'll see what he does if he gets. Oh, no. The 17.
Oh.
Jonathan Nemechek gets in the back bumper, the 17. Incredible save by Chris
Nemechek.
Fisher.
And Busho.
4
Right.
this time around.
4 to go this time around in stage number 2.
We put that green and white checker flag in the
157 laps out of 260 completed total out of the
Top 3 cars have all won in the draft. Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher.
Here's that look again. You see just contact. 42 times around, catches the left rear of the 17. Big wiggle. Everybody gets straightened up though.
3 to go down the stage.
3 to go.
Trying to time a run, maybe to back up to that 17 and get a big push down the straightaway. Here goes Reddick to the inside.
Here goes Reddick to the inside.
Chase is trying to slow him down. Reddick's going to clear. And Chase needs to figure out how to put a run together. Starting to get
well.
Chase gets back into the 17. Oh, they're all tight right here down the back straightaway. Chase is going to get to the inside. He doesn't have a big run. 45 is going to get to speed a little bit, possibly.
Here we are, 1 lap to go, stage number 2. Anybody's guess who's going to win it? Who you got? Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, Alex Bowman. They're all right there.
Toyota, Chevy, Ford. And then the Chevy, and then another Toyota.
Chris Buescher, the only driver in the top 7 with a stage win this year. Side by side, coming back to the green and white checkered flag outside. Yes. Chase Elliott, I'm going to say it was a little bit too close to call. We populated Reddick, but I'm going to give it to him just yet. That was remarkable.
Yeah, because points are paid, NASCAR will go to the camera to make sure exactly who won the stage will get the points, and they'll confirm it. I'm not willing to call it. I think
either way, it's first stage win here. This is what it's all about. Finish the night. Unbelievable.
Not going to tune out.
The perfect grill for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place. Like Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone.
No.
Extras, you'll have everything you need for your perfect barbecue. That sounds pretty perfect. Now, what you need in stock with service so good it's can.
Hey, Kath, what's any more school updates?
Tools good enough for the pros, but designed to be easier to use for everyone. You want Husqvarna. Smart, reliable, tough. Bring your H game. Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. You may not even know you have it, but you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand. With early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
NASCAR Cup Series Racing on TNT is brought to you by Toyota and by Chewy. For life with pets, there's Chewy with everything. Photo finish to end stage 2. NASCAR going to the camera, high-speed camera, start finish line. They rule it's Tyler Reddick who wins the stage. And now we do our Chewy top dog. And I'm going right to the finish of the stage. Just remarkable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. This is, I mean, you can tell on that. It's the 45 you mentioned. NASCAR has a high-speed camera on the inside looking back out. They will use to do it, but this place just continues to deliver. The drivers deliver. Reddick off the top. I thought the 9 might have pulled him back with that side draft and got it done, but in the end, it was Reddick for the win.
And I wouldn't expect the finish of this race to look any different. Maybe a few more players in the photo.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe a 3 wide.
I would say that, this race is probably the most mentally taxing because of the decisions the drivers are making.
Stage 3, 100 to 260.
Not only do they need, so Chase Elliott, right? He gets past and then he immediately goes on the offense. Well, he has to check himself clear, look behind him, see where everybody's at, to be able to do all the things he wants to do. And so every time on the racetrack, decision after decision after decision after decision, every foot, every inch of the racetrack. And it's a tough on those guys to do it all night long.
Because the whole field will come to pit road with 97 to go. As a crew chief, you have to assume if you want to make an adjustment, now's your chance because the next stop could be a short fill on fuel or only 2 tires. So this is kind of, I know it seems a long ways out with 97 to go, but this is kind of the last standard style pit stop where I might be able to actually work on the race car. The next time it's kind of all about that efficiency we talked about on the Napa Know-How at the beginning of the night. That next stop will all be about efficiency. This will be about those final adjustments now that the lights are on. Danielle?
Yeah, the last time Busher came down pit road, guys, he's entering 3rd right here. It was 2 tires, and they waited on fuel. This stop, Scott Gray said 4 tires and fuel, slight air pressure adjustment. Overall, Chris Busher happy with the car. He's gained 21 points to the cut line so far, guys. Marty?
And you gotta wonder what Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott learned at that dash to the very end of stage 2. What a finish that turned out to be. And Reddick said he wanted no changes on the car. Billy Scott told him we're going to get it full or at least close to it. Man, Chase Elliott has been so aggressive all night long. He said the car is slowly getting better. Let's not make any changes to it. He leads pit road with the lead of those who came down pit road, Adam.
Busher comes off behind him. Reddick loses 2 positions in the exchange. One more time, we look at the finish to the stage. It's Tyler Reddick by 1/1000th of a second. Final stage coming up.
Shop the 4th of July sale at Sherwin-Williams and transform your space with color. Get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $34.29. Hurry in June 27th through July 7th. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for McDonald's, that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive. What you working on?
A time machine so we can go back to when our house was new
Well, Valspar has everything we need to make our place look great now.
and into the future.
Well, that was faster than time travel.
Oh, let's do the bathroom next.
I love that.
Everything you need to keep your place looking new. Valspar. At Ace, we know whether you grill with charcoal, gas, pellet, or griddle. We've got the perfect grill for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. With free assembly and delivery of your new grill, along with all the sauces, rubs, and grill mixers, you'll have everything you need for your perfect barbecue. That sounds familiar. Around the block.
My bipolar 1 disorder symptoms were time between mood episodes. I feel like I need help. And I look at my I talked to my doctor about starting on Abilify Simplified. Abilify is simplified and injection given by a health provider. Just one dose every 2 months may provide long-lasting symptom control. Abilify Asimplify can cause serious side effects. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which could be life-threatening, or uncontrolled body movements, which may not go away. Risks include potential low white blood cells, unusual urges, dizziness and standing, seizures, injection site pain, and trouble swallowing. With Abilify Asimplify, I'm looking forward to what's ahead. For long-lasting symptom control. Abilify Asimplify.
We get our progressive race recap. Here's Shannon, Jamie, and Parker.
Gotta tell you, Adam, we have such a great view down here in the middle of the infield. Looking at the fans on this front stretch, you could totally tell when Chase Elliott took the lead because there was about 90% of the fans were on their feet just waving stuff all around.
So awesome.
We knew that this race had the potential to be wild, crazy. It has been all that and more.
Yeah, chaotic. And I mean, the thing that sticks out to me is you look at the top 10 last stage, 5 of them can expect to win to get in. That puts a lot of pressure on that cut line. The finish of that race, I mean, it looked like Elliott had it, and then Reddick actually ends up getting it. Yeah, pretty well. Legacy Motor Club is something else that sticks out to me. Because they had a huge night for like 2 cars in the top 10 at the end of that stage, but both of them were in the top 5. They were a little bit close to the end of the stage. They'll be absolutely massive there, and I love the haymakers that Chase Elliott and Tyler Reddick were throwing there late in that run because Shannon, so what you just want to generate a run here. It's so difficult to get a run to materialize and happen that if you have it, you've got to take it and run with it. I think that's what because it's just so hard to get those runs unless you're throwing haymakers at the end.
Yeah, well, you can't imagine it's going to get much more aggressive than what we've already seen.
Not going to get any more. But it will. Like, and you get down to the end of this, we're going to have probably one of those 3 wide finishes. So, I mean, Atlanta went from, I mean, honestly, this wasn't that great of a track prior to the repave. No. I don't think the drivers wanted the repave. It has turned out to be just one of the best tracks in the entire
The old Atlanta was great for us, the drivers.
Yeah.
It wasn't great for you guys watching at home, but this one's just awesome all around.
Don't repave it. Don't repave it. That's what we heard for years, and they did, and this is what it turned out to be. Remember the start of stage 2, though, guys.
Oh, chaos. Yeah, that's what's going to happen here, too.
They've got enough cars left to wreck that car, just so you know. There was 23 cars.
Be careful what you say. There is enough cars left to wreck.
We're going to be here for post-race coverage, so we want you guys to join us. We'll hear from some of our favorite drivers. But you know what, Adam? We still have 100 laps to go. and man, if anything we've learned in the first 2 stages is we don't know anything about this Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah, good stuff coming. Thank you, Shannon and guys. And now we get our relief lap, sponsored by National Debt Relief. Bubba Wallace getting back on the lead lap here at Echo Park Speedway.
It's been a long process for this 23 to get back on the lead lap. And I'm not sure what kind of race car he has after the repairs. How dare Parker says there's not enough cars left to wreck. If there's one, there's enough.
Yeah, you talk about Bubba Wallace and his situation. Been a yo-yo at the cut line recently. 33 above right now. Every position is a point. So being on the lead lap, enormous here for that group.
Still no Hosevar sighting late in stage 2. We thought he might get up through there after getting his lap back. We'll see what he can do at this stage.
Oh, I believe we're going to see him at some point. I just haven't counted him out yet.
Elliott Busher, front row. We're rolling final stage.
We are rolling. Stage 2.
Teammates working together. 48 shoving the 9. Elliott in command.
Seventeen Busher almost into the wall there down the back straightaway. 9-car Chase Elliott's going to stay at the top of the racetrack. That's where most of the organization is. Outside line. Down to the back of that 48 car, going to help out. Brad's going to get a little help from the 43. Big push from the 17 for Chase Elliott. Going to keep him clear.
Good thing for the 9, he kept the 17 side by side with the 48. That doesn't allow that 17 to turn left. I think the 9's willing to allow the 48 to get to his inside because he knows the help's coming down the straightaway.
Yeah, that's what you want to do if you're the lead car. You'll probably stay in that outside line. You have a choice between one lane or the other. The outside cars can't go anywhere. They have to push you. They're boxed in between the wall and the inside line. He comes down in front of that 48. He wants to. He can take you 3 wide, put you in a bad spot.
That was a perfect example. Like, I don't know if it was on purpose or not. The backstretch, right? So the 17 is going to shove the 9 out, and down the backstretch, the 9 and the 17 is going to extend that lead. But the 9 wants to make sure the 17 cannot turn left and get to the inside.
All right, that is 40 there. Doing a good job with 43 of Eric Jones to help this 48 have a chance at taking the lead. But right there, you see the 6 lose all the nose.
Courtesy Ty Gibbs, who tried to make something happen in the low lane. Now it's Zane Smith, a little crossover above him.
I don't know if he drove to the top or the car drove him to the top, but he went to the 3rd lane. And that killed the 9's momentum, right? And that allowed the 48 at the moment to be clear now on the bottom. This is the first time we've seen the bottom succeed a couple rows deep.
Yeah, right on his last end. It's a pusher.
If you don't get wrecked, do you let him push that you're getting?
He's going to push you hard.
Inside the top 10.
SVG goes around.
And he really has been strong since the middle portion of stage 2. A lot of time in the top 10.
Got a bit toe link right there on the left rear. It looks like some big damage or some contact to that left rear. And he also mentioned maybe contact with the wall, possibly on the turn 4 that sent him across the racetrack. Let's take a look. The white car right there on the outside line. Let's see what happens here. And we look at the wall a little bit. 54 over there. Yeah, a little bit of everything going on right there. The contact with the 54, trying to go 3 wide. just 3 cars trying to go into a spot where only 2 will fit.
So let me see. The stage end. I need to be careful. 2 cautions in stage 1. Let me see. 1, 2, 3 cautions in stage number 2. And then
Van Gisbergen won
so
2 weeks ago in
far,
Mexico City, locked himself into the
only
playoffs.
2.
And you've got to
One
believe he'll
because
be the rest
stage
of the
break.
next 2 weeks in Chicago, and then
One because of
time for a caution.
vehicle.
2 cars on the lead lap.
Non-stage
We
break.
said they could run, mid-70s. I've heard some crew chiefs say, hey, we could stretch it to 80 if we were riding around. So under green, you're for sure outside the fuel window, but big capital exclamation point. What could happen? If you think we're going to get a rash of yellows, you pit right here as they try to get the left side up on the gas. With 84 laps to go, you pit and you're just done pitting it. You hope your driver can keep the track position. The anxiety as a crew chief is that with a reduced field, will we continue to get yellows and get enough yellow flags? Alan, what are you hearing on Brad Keselowski in the 6?
You just laid out, Jeremy Bullins, the crew chief for Brad Keselowski, said, look, we're just outside of our window, so we are going to stay out because we can't make it if we filled up right now. Just kudos to that team because, again, they were running with damage before the last pit stop. Brad even questioned it and said, hey, look, do you want to come down and maybe fix the steering a little more? Do you want to fix some of the damage we have on the nose? Jeremy Bullins said, no, let's keep that track position. Looking to be a great decision at the moment. Brad Keselowski up to 2nd.
Let's go Justin Haley audio here, Team 7.
7 here, bud. We get a little closer to our window. We're just outside of it now by probably, 7 laps. So, just give me a few laps of that call here.
You heard it just outside the window. The question is, if it was a full field, I think you'd see more gambles and people would come to pit road. I think this is where the reduced field is changing it, and just like that, you see Buscher come to pit. So there you go, split decision at the front of the field. Buscher, Jones, this is it. They're doing this for 2 reasons. One, I think they're gambling on making it on fuel, and look at I only see 3 or 4 cars there on the racetrack. So ended up pitting being the more conservative call. I love this call. I love being aggressive. I just think that's how you're going to win this race.
Going to be 23 cars on the lead lap when Austin Dillon gets the free pass. Buscher leading him down right now, Danielle.
Here comes Chris Buscher, guys. Overall happy with the car, but just before that caution, Scott Grace came on the radio and told him to save fuel. The last stop was 2 tires. Waiting on fuel here, Hardy.
You see the 45 of Tyler Reddick coming down pit road. Billy Scott told him, if you see the majority in front of you come down pit road, let's come with them to right side tires and fuel. They said they only needed a second and a half. But see, to your point, outside the window, but they get 1 caution there in the game to make it to the end.
Yeah, Marty, it looked like right sides from your location, but actually I don't think they took them off. I think they just jacked it up and tightened the right rear tire, unless I missed it. We'll check on that and update you when we return.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us at our next investor webinar, where you can drill deeper into our 9 to 13% annual interest rate bond offerings and see how our company has become an emerging leader in the oil and gas industry. Our daily production rates have risen as high as 18,000 barrels of oil per day. We've sold more than 4 million barrels, and we're just getting started. Visit investwithphx.com and start your journey with Phoenix Energy today.
Shop the 4th of July sale at Sherwin-Williams and transform your space with color. Get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $34.29. Hurry in June 27th through July 7th. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams or shop the sale online. Delivery available.
I'll be right back in about 30. for 38.
So they have with the 54, the 10, they checked up the 38, passed both of them, and Wisely got right in line.
Dave Smith trying to work his way back into the top 9 here. Going to be the second time in 3 weeks we get a driver from outside the top 30 in points win his way to the playoffs. Shane Van Gisbergen did it. Now Brad Keselowski leading as we get our second caution of the night.
Bubba Wallace.
Running 12th.
Everyone that just pitted, shutting off, roasting. It's a free lap right here for all these cars trying to stretch their fuel. Let's see what happened to the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Where is he at? Oh, just lost it. Yeah, top of the screen, comes in sideways.
That's interesting. He had just got himself back on the lead lap, so maybe this is the first time since the accident that he's actually put the car in really, really competitive speed, really pushed the car. Just, for some reason, it jumps out underneath him. I go right to that cut line. Bubba right now being shown 15 out.
And Dale and I talked about this. Every year, the cut line winners move the cut line up. And with Brad leading, it's even crazier because he's so far down the points, he's on no one's leaderboard. So when you populate him between those winners, that is just a big change.
Yeah, because the 15 points obviously being majorly impacted by the fact that Keselowski is leading this race.
Well, that's what we talked about weeks ago, is how that cut line's going to move with new winners. And Steve said it would move. I believe most of the things you say, Steve.
Hey, I like that. I'll take it.
You were so correct, because Bubba was way up at one point, more than 60 points above the cut line. And now, we still got racing to go. Booth and Busher, those guys aren't safe. Busher's in the season a must-win situation.
Brad Keselowski leading here, 6 radio.
We can make it from here. We're still just outside of it, but we're close enough now where I think by the time you get one more caution, you'll be okay. Yeah.
I agree. This is not an option. They're kicking themselves probably because a lot of guys that just pitted 8 laps ago, you see on the pylon, they're going to stay out and use these yellows and hope to connect, so they're going to lose some track position. But not pitting here is just ignoring the facts, right? I didn't hate their call to stay out. I don't think they made a mistake. The yellow kind of just caught them off guard. It was an unfortunate yellow happened right away. I like what Jeremy Bolden's is saying. Remember, all the way back to last week, the communication issues. This car comes out pit road when it's closed. They put themselves back in position to have a chance. There's a lot of ups and downs in the roller coaster of a NASCAR season, and that relationship from driver and crew chief gets tested because it's so emotional. So I love the very clean and clear direction from on top of the pit boxes. Come in, get fuel. You got a lot of time. You never know.
Now our Xfinity fastest lap. Going to pay a point into the night. Cody Ware, top of the charts right now. Stenhouse on the board with Christopher Bell. Interesting, those two are there because they had to match up in round 1 for the in-season challenge.
With 74 to go and the risk these drivers are willing to take, it wouldn't shock me if that gets bested again, just from the pushes, right? That's where this pace and speed really comes to. So I think next time by, pit road will be open. That is the one challenge. We talk about pit road entering on the backstretch. The thing you don't think about is safety vehicles use turn 3 and 4 apron a lot. So you don't open pit road maybe as often as you would at other tracks. But as a crew chief, I'm thinking that means every yellow, on every yellow here, I get like an average 2 more laps than I do at other tracks. So that goes into that fuel conservation conversation. I didn't think I would get those 2 words connected without stumbling over them. I saw you stare at me like, I can't believe you just said that without sounding foolish.
Aggressive.
I appreciate that.
73. We're watching Quaker State 400 available at Walmart. NASCAR on TNT is back. We're excited about it. Got a great run of races ahead. We're live at Echo Park Speedway, and here we go.
As expected, leaders come, and not shocking, other guys that were just off pit road will come again. The difference is they're going to be there very quickly. Now, I will say, when you have mismatched plans in the pit box, communication is key. You don't want to run into each other with someone entering while somebody else is leaving.
Bowman has led 25 laps tonight. He's coming up on the 1-year mark, Stevie, since his last win at the Chicago Street Course. He's certainly put himself in position tonight. Entering the pit second, just behind Brad Keselowski. He's going to pull off here. Let's see what the call is. Ally 48 group over the wall, taking right sides only, guys. Let's send it out.
Brad Keselowski needs 2.5 seconds of fuel. That's 5 gallons according to the team, and he was told to go like hell once he gets that fuel, Marty Snyder.
Alan Billy Scott admitted, I'm really on the fence about this one, but Tyler Reddick does come
Yeah.
to pit road, kind of made the call on his own again. He'll win the race on pit road too, because they pitted the last time, didn't need as long of a stop as everyone else did.
Reddick gets out first, but the RFK cars come out behind, and they've been strong lately. Big restart when we returned at Echo Park.
Shop the 4th of July sale at Sherwin-Williams and transport.
Yeah. Let's listen to Cody Wall. Justin Haley, Ty Gibbs, Ty Dillon, Austin Dillon, Ryan Priest. Let's listen into his radio too. Here's his radio. Back on the green.
Saturday night, Echo Park Speedway, the scene for round 18 in the Cup Series. Echo Park, specializing in pre-owned vehicle sales. They've done a great job with this racetrack, and the place looks outstanding. Big restart coming here, 70 to go. Big Pitley on pit road. Tyler Reddick going to have to come from deep in the field. Haley and Gibbs, as we roll once again, and they're head-to-head in their opening round matchup. Does it get any better than this when you talk about the in-season challenge?
Yeah.
Saw some wild racing all night long. So you can imagine the risks going to be bigger. The move's bolder. The drivers understand. Got to start moving to the front, trying to take control of this race. If you want to win it, 70 to go, 69 to go, a long ways.
Why don't you look at that inside lane, third car back, Connor Zillage. A young kid, 18 years old, running full-time in Xfinity. This is his third Cup start. He's been on the road course. He did the Coke 600, longest race of the year. And oh my, is he just showing off his talent again as we flash to the front and look at the 60 of Ryan Priest.
Big run coming down the front straightaway. The 17 in the back of the 54. 54 going to try to push this 60 car. Every other time he's been diving to the inside to try to take that lead. Getting the TV. 60 to 17 Busher is running third, so he probably wouldn't have had that help. 45 to Reddick trying to make some moves back here in the pack.
I got that penalty, lost the track position, trying to get it back is Reddick. Get back up to the top 10. Here's Allen.
Outside infield care with Danny Hamlin. That wreck was a long time ago. The team tried to do everything.
Mine, please.
Extra points. Let's talk about the wreck, though. You were at the front of it. What happened?
All of us were in the top line, pushing off turn 2, and some zig, some zag, most crashed. So I don't know. I was on the bumper of the 42. He was on the bumper of somebody else in front of him, and we all just got, speedway pushing, zigging and zagging, and we all crashed. So just part of it, and now we go watch the rest of the race.
All right, Danny Hamlin out much earlier, but Marty?
Allen Adam touched on it. Tyler Reddick got a penalty on the last stop for too many boxes on entry to his pit stall. He restarted 16, trying to make his way up through the field for Tyler
Oh,
Reddick.
we got a crash in turn 4. One car spun around backwards.
Caution number 8, Eric Jones.
It's like
Eric Jones.
For the most part, was able to get out of that unscathed. Just saw Eric sideways, broadside in front of the field. Doesn't look like he made contact with the wall. That was earlier damage. Those tires still have the letters on them. you gotta start being specific on what damage. Yep. So watch that 43 car back there. He just gets a little bit loose right there in front of Connor Zilich. Everybody, for the most part, is going to get through okay. Great job out of the field.
Pictures look unbelievable. Gives me an opportunity to salute our crew. Behind the scenes, doing an outstanding job with these long days here in Atlanta. Hot, humid, battling the elements. Long days and nights, but everybody keeping us where we need to be and putting on an outstanding show for us here tonight.
I'll give you a little tip of the hat. I was sitting in my hotel room watching the last game, and we were a long late Xfinity race.
I was not fishing for that, by the way.
It's okay. Kind of Bush right there, 15 was up there with you. He's kind of there the whole night.
Right, took like 2 days of per diem because we were on after midnight. How does that work?
That's a different group. You're going to have to discuss it. I can't help you. Ricky Stenhouse, you see past the pace car, he'll get the free pass, put him back to
And he had the damage to the toe length with the league repair. We're to see if he can make something out of the rest of this thing.
That'll be 21 cars on the lead lap.
You did such a great job yesterday. Guess what, Adam? You get to be back at it next week.
We're going to the streets of Chicago. NASCAR Xfinity Series racing Saturday afternoon on the CW, 3:30 Eastern Time. And we make the nice transition to Connor Zilich. He's been impressive on Saturdays lately, Danielle. Friday this weekend in Xfinity Series. But when he comes over and does it on the cut, he's been doing a great job as well.
And did you just see that save? Staying away from the 43 to keep his great night alive, making his third Cup start having tonight, his first on a drafting track, and everything is going according to plan. He told me this morning the goal tonight is to take it easy in the first stage, learn how this next-gen car drafts, and then by the final stage, be in position up front when it counts. And we mentioned the fourth place Xfinity finished last night. He said, there's nothing relative. The car is different, the track is different. Look how quickly he is picking things up here with the series out of the
No doubt. Yeah, the one thing I'll say about him is when he talks about racing with one car, he says, I'm just there to learn. He talks about his experience out on the racetrack and what he's learned and what he's done and seen racing in these cup races. But he always kind of backs that up with, I'm only out there to learn. I'm only out there to run the laps and understand the car. And as he's doing tonight, he probably has a car that he could be more aggressive with and drive up in there and push and battle in that top six when he had the track position. You'll see him be very careful, and he's faded back a little bit, but he's learning exactly how this car is. It's completely different than anything that he's ever driven, even on the Xfinity side. So good for him to be smart, get out there, run on the lap. Maybe at the end of the race, when it's time to push with 30 or 20 to go, we might see him be more aggressive. But he's just trying to get every lap he can tonight. A few takers coming to pit road. Maybe just to be sure on fuel well inside the window with 63 to go now. Maybe just some tires. Maybe for me to do what I need to do, pull and push and tug on that steering wheel, I need a little bit more grip, put some tires on it so I can be on the offense. Maybe just to take some more panels up with the car. You never know with all the damage we have out here.
Damn it. The hell is that wood?
Yeah, long night for Justin Haley. 1 point tonight. He said he was 10 out of 10 tight, but they've been working on it. At 1 point, up there in the top 5, top 3. Didn't pit last time for fuel, which wasn't sure if that was going to be the strategy to keep them going, but he's in the pits now, getting 4 tires and fuel, Marty Snyder.
What a fantastic night it's been for Ty Dillon, hanging out in the back half of the top 10. Really, for much of the second half of the race, it's just an alien. It's a problem trying to lead his pit stall. But Ty Dillon going to go with 4 fresh Goodyear tires, too. And, Steve, I think you're exactly right. I think that's the play. They knew they didn't have a car that could win the race for Ty Dillon, so why not come put tires on and see what you can do?
Absolutely. Find an advantage. You don't want to be the weakest or the worst off in a certain strategy, jump over to another.
Yeah.
Anytime I go to the Sam Steakhouse, you have to get a
Dope. Been live for 3 hours. That's what happens. Well, when you have a little slight wind delay and you catch up, the stream kind of catches up with you. 3 hours. I've done a 5-hour stream already with you guys. That was the Coca-Cola 600. That was the fun stream yet. I think that. I tell you how many people I had for the Coca-Cola. Did that stream. Okay, the Coca-Cola 600. We had 2.1K people watch. That was 1 month ago. We had 14 likes. Um,
I love the mix. Standard players at the front. Reese is now up there. We got more back there. Still all kinds of players. Ellie's going to jump and put that out to the line.
we had the top 3 countries here. Canada, US, and Brazil. Top 3 power countries of NASCAR fans.
Oh, Chase doesn't know where to go. Brandon's going to stick right there with his button up in the back straightaway. Brandon takes back to the crease guard for 63rd. run for the 6 down the back straightaway. He's going to dive the inside.
And look who's diving around behind him. 77, Carson Hocevar. Back in the game. Everybody know I'm here to play.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, the outside line is going to get real popular. Going to see a lot of people driving to the inside of Chase Elliott. Now going around taking the lead. 66 of David Starr is spinning around on the front straightaway.
We're green right now.
Looks like he might be able to get this car to pit road.
With Brad Keselowski out of line. Drafting help from his teammate Chris Buescher.
Caution is out. David Starr just slowly meandering off the pit road. Still in the car. Driving at 66. 18 laps down, now 19. See, they've had some contact with the wall and flat tires, unable to move that car.
You saw the caution numbers earlier, total caution numbers. When you look at this racetrack in the draft configuration prior to what we had in those races in the years prior to making the change. But right now we're at 9 cautions on the night, and that's right at the average of what we've seen per race since we started drafting here in 2022.
And they talked about how their cars weren't driving well at the start of the race, and I think that's been a big factor in why we've seen so many accidents tonight. Not so much
9 cautions.
close quarter sort of bumper to bumper.
Looking at it.
Racing, it's really these cars are uncomfortable. Not only do we have sort of the super speedway style crashing,
Right.
but we also have cars just losing control all on their own.
Losing?
We're going to take a look at this replay right here with David Starr down the front straightaway. And he's already lost the car off of turn 4. That's the last thing you want to do. You're way off the pace, 18 laps down. Now you break the car. Just a tough race. You came in here with a lot of experience in the Cup this year. Situation with the split team.
We'll reset the running order when we come back. 56 laps remaining at Echo Park Speedway.
The fuck is that?
Can you Venmo this?
You can Venmo that. Get the Venmo debit card, get up to 15% cash back.
This is a can of Valspar Ultra for $29.98. It's also inspiration to find a little less inspiration. Valspar. Durable. Available at Lowe's.
If you see a car, you can find it on Auto Trader. Even my TV detector car. Just put your info in the Kelly Blue Book My Wallet, browse personalized monthly payments from dealers in your area, then start and finish the deal online. Case closed.
Shop the 4th of July sale at Sherwin-Williams and transform your space with color. Get 30% off paints and stains with sale prices starting at $34.29. Hurry in June 27th through July 7th. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Do they think we're so dumb that we'll just fly into that bug zapper and die? And now this Orkin Pro? Ew. Let's go, besties. Sad. Orkin, the rest and pests.
You're going down a very dangerous road. And we ain't been down dangerous roads before. A lot of people are afraid.
Bang, bang, there you go.
It's usually on shoes.
Discover doubles your cash back at the end of your first year, so I'm going to use mine to get something for my beautiful stunt double up.
Discover cashback match.
We'll take them.
Great.
So right when I thought Mom would start taking it easy with her osteoporosis, boom, we moved to this cool new place in the city. If you have osteoporosis and are at high risk for fracture, Prevenity can
Peace, everybody. See you guys tomorrow or Tuesday.